The West Enders are coming to town as Brentford travels to the King Power to take on Leicester City. Both teams are sitting around mid-table above relegation, but both are looking to push forward with their seasons as Leicester looks to put on a last season push for Europe and Brentford looks to solidify their place in the Premier League for next season. But who takes all 3 points? I hope you'll join me to find out. It's Leicester City versus Brentford. It's a watch-along. Won't you join us?
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie and Co-Estate Agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, hello, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Good morning from here in Canada. My name is Elijah, and I'll be walking you through today's match, Leicester City versus Brentford. Let's jump right into it off the bat with the lineups, which have been announced for both teams. Couple changes coming in for Leicester City, but they stick with the 4-3-3 formation. Kasper Schmeichel starts in goal. Back four reintroduces Timmy Castagna to the lineup, as well as James Justin, who takes Pereira's place on the right flank, with the center-back partnership that seems to be working well of Çağlar Söyüncü and Daniel Amarte. Midfield 3 sees the reintroduction of Yuri Tielemans alongside Papi Mendy and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, and up front, James Maddison plays alongside Tielemans for what feels like the first time in a while, taking the place of Mark Albrighton, who has taken a groin injury. He will be alongside Kelechi Iheanacho and Harvey Barnes. Johnny Evans makes a return to the bench, seeming that he might be getting over his heel injury, but hopefully we won't be seeing him come off the bench, as it will likely mean that we will be having defensive problems. He'll be alongside Yannick Vestergaard on the bench, along with Ayoze Perez, Hamza Chowdhury, Pereira's on the bench, Patson Daka, Luke Thomas, Eldin Jakupovic, as Danny Ward is not in today's matchday squad, and Uba Sumare. Brentford lines up in a 4-5-1 formation. In the goal is going to be David Raya. Back four consisting of Rico Henry, Ethan Pinnock, Pontus Jensen, and Christopher Ayer. Midfield 5 consisting of Vissa, Janelt, Norgard, Jensen, and Mbeumo. And of course, up front, the main man for Brentford is Ivan Toney. One thing as well that I think is worth mentioning for these lineups is if you see those substitutes benches, they are the same length. Finally, Leicester City comes into a match with a full match day squad. With all the injuries that we've had going on, it feels like this is the first time we've had this in a very, very long time. Let's get some of your comments in. A few greetings off the bat. Hayden, thanks for tuning in. Fee, good to see you. Nick Moore, Reedy's gonna cry that Evans is back. We've already been having some discussions in our little production chat about that. And yes, it is good to see Timmy Castagna back in the lineup. Luke Thomas seemed to have been being exploited on that left flank. However, hopefully Castagna can give us a little bit more solidity in that area. We know that, especially with a midfield 5, Brentford are going to be putting a lot of players forward on those wings, looking to put balls in towards Ivan Toney up front. Michael will be joining us for the watch along as well, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit of discussion in as to how these teams are going to be matching up with each other. Graham saying hi to Phil. I believe Phil is actually going to be down at the match today, but you're going to have myself and Michael for today's watch along. PSG apparently not doing well at the moment. Fofana, I want to say might be sick. I'm not sure about that. There has been an illness moving around Leicester City at the moment, but no, he is not on the bench for today, so is being left out of the squad. Keep getting your thoughts in on these lineups. We can also get into score predictions coming up fairly soon as well. We can also talk about sort of our aspirations for the season as it stands with the table at the moment. So Leicester City currently have between 2 and 3 games in hand on most of the teams above them in the table. A win today will bring us to 36 points. bringing us level on points with Aston Villa in 9th place, but we will sit below them on goal difference unless we were to win by 3 goals or more. Brentford sit in 15th at the moment on 30 points. A win will put them level with us on points at 12th. However, they would only pass us if they were to win by 5 goals or more due to goal difference. At the moment, Brentford are currently sitting reasonably comfortably 8 points above relegation. Watford currently in that top bottom 3 position with 22 points ahead of Everton, behind Everton, who have 25, but have 2 games in hand. In terms of that chase for sort of 6th, 7th place in order to get that Conference League or Europa League place back, Leicester City are currently 15 points off the trot at the moment. So a lot of catching up to do, but again, 2 games in hand, and it could take a bit of a chase for us to get back into that area. Let's put some of your comments back up there. LCFC Gray, you know that I normally say these things on watch-alongs, but I feel like the first 5-10 minutes are going to be a bit of an establishing point for this match. We're not really a team that claws their way back into a lot of games, at least not since last season, but hopefully we can always see those kinds of things coming back in. Also, reckoning we finished 10th, that seems a pretty fair assessment. I'm thinking we're probably going to finish around that same region. I still think we're going to get Europe because I'm confident for us in the Conference League. We seem to be showing up in that tournament. We have a reasonable route to the final. I think Roma, Glimt, and Marseille are going to be our biggest competition there, but I definitely see the potential for us to have European football next season. Ivan Smith saying this is a tough game plus midweek for us. A draw I would be happy with. That's fair. And again, it's looking, especially from some of the discussions that we had around the lineup that we had against Arsenal, that it looks like Rodgers is starting to put more eggs into that Conference League basket than into the Premier League. Z, good to see you as well. Thanks for tuning in. And yes, hopefully I'll be joined by Michael as well. Anthony Vivi, I know you're up early out there in Los Angeles. I hope you're well as well. It's at least daylight savings for us at this point now, so it's a little bit later in the day, but that still means it's about 6:45 where you are, if I recall correctly. Spirit World saying, makes more sense to win 3 rounds in the Conference League and get guaranteed Europa League next season, which is the equivalent of finishing 5th in the Premier League. Pretty much. The only concern that I have about that, at least we do have 2-legged ties. It only takes 1 slip up to throw that away, whereas obviously you can offset losses in the Premier League more easily, but it's going to take a monumental push for us in the league to get all the way up to 5th. I think optimistically we might be able to claw our way up to like 8th, maybe 7th, and just hope that the tournaments go our way in terms of FA Cup winners and League Cup winners winning Europe through the league, and that will then offer up more league positions to Europa League and Champions League qualification. Yeah, it looks like a lot of us are in agreement that Conference League is the way to go. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's going to be 5 big matches coming up. Realistically, we can't underestimate PSV either. We can also talk a little bit about the draw for the Conference League. We've got 12 minutes before kickoff here. I'm going to put the link in here as well if any of you would like to join me on screen for these pre-match build-up. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Conference League draw as well. So Leicester City are going to be playing against PSV Eindhoven. They're currently sitting 2nd in the Eredivisie in the Netherlands. I believe reasonably behind Ajax. But they're a force to be reckoned with. They have a big stadium and a very loyal fan base. They're a historical powerhouse in the Netherlands, and they are not far off the top of the Eredivisie at the moment either. 5 wins in a row in the league for them. 2 points behind Ajax with a game in hand, and Ajax currently losing to Feyenoord, giving them a possibility to take top in the Eredivisie. We can also talk score predictions a little bit. So in terms of who's going to win this match, I agree that I think this is going to be a bit of a slough. Brentford have a lot to play for at the moment. Their survival is not yet guaranteed. We're seeing a lot of uncertainty and unpredictability in the lower half of the Premier League table at the moment, especially. I don't think anybody would have really expected to see Everton in 17th. Watford, you don't know what to expect from them. Brentford, it's hard to expect anything from either way. I'm optimistic, though. I think Leicester City are going to have a point to prove after the Arsenal game. They're going to be invigorated from the fact that we've moved on against Rennes. I think we're going to win, but I think it's going to be narrow, and I'm going to go with a 3-2 win. Chris, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Great predicting a 3-1 win. And John Simpson saying, thought we made hard work against Rennes. PSV will be tougher. Absolutely. However, one of the other reasons why I'm optimistic is we're seeing players slowly coming back. Johnny Evans being reintroduced to the squad. We know the mental effect that he has on the back line. We'll need him to be on his top form, but if we can start getting him back into training in advance of these games, that's going to be a big, big help for us. We might be able to see Jamie Vardy back in time for that. I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for. Wilfred Ndidi, I believe, is going to be out for another 2-3 weeks, so I think he's going to at least miss the opening game against PSV, but let me double-check the scheduling on those. Fee coming in with a 2-0 win in the score predictions. Time to blame the ref, saying, I'd like to see Everton get relegated. Honestly, it would be shocking, but it really goes to show that outside of the richest 6 clubs in the Premier League, there's really nothing that is certain in the Premier League. Everton were always that sort of European challenging, never going to get relegated at the start of a season kind of team. I believe also one of the only team outside of the Big 6 to never be relegated in the Premier League era. And even then, they hadn't been relegated for like 50, 60 years. So it would be momentous for us to, for them to be relegated. Sorry, not for us. Would also be momentous for us to get relegated, but I don't think that's going to happen this season anymore. Gray saying we shouldn't have gone to 2 defensive midfielders. They were struggling with our press. So yeah, we can quickly put back up the lineup there. Sean, I'm seeing you've tuned in. I'll put you on in just a moment, if that's all right. Just going to quickly go through the last of these comments. So taking a look at the lineup. So we do have Papi Mendy in that defensive position. I think the biggest reason that we're seeing that is because Maddison is a more natural player to go into that front winger type role versus say an Jose Perez to take that position. And with Ndidi out, Ndidi would also be a kind of natural person to take that. I know he's also a defensive midfielder. Papi Mendy is still a recently he's been a reliable, decently reliable midfield player. I think he could also take part in a high press. The fact that we're putting 3 players up front instead of reverting to, say, a 4-4-2, I think is also a reason for some optimism here. But yeah, I think that the fact that we have a defensive midfielder there is more in relation to the midfielders that we're missing than it is the fact that we wanted to go for a defensive midfielder there. Yeah, hope everybody's having a great weekend there, Jamie. I see you've also just tuned in. So let's actually just address a couple more quick things, Jamie, because I've seen you've tuned in as well, and then we'll get you both on for these last 7 minutes before kickoff. But yes, Matters is back in the lineup. It's good to see him back. Wouldn't surprise me if Lookman's ill. I know they were saying that there's been some illness going around the Leicester City camp. It's not COVID, but nonetheless, it has been ruling some players out. Jono predicting a win. That is momentous. If you know the way that he does his score predictions, that's big. And finally, a little bit of housekeeping. If you're enjoying the watch along, if you like the Leicester City content, drop us a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Helps us grow, helps us get in the hands of more Leicester City supporters. That's enough of hearing the sound of my voice. So, Sean, if you're ready, I'm going to have you on first, and then Jamie, I'll have you on after. Sean, are you ready? How are you doing today, Sean?
I'm fine, dude.
I'm good. I hope you're having a good afternoon. So, Leicester City, Brentford. Are you excited?
Yes.
Are you optimistic?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. And, I think, he might score, I think. And, if they, I don't think put, Vestergaard on.
You wouldn't put Vestergaard on?
No.
Would you, if you needed to make a defensive change, so would you pick Johnny Evans first?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
And I know you were saying you think Dewsbury Hall is going to score. We know how much you like him. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about what your score prediction is going to be and who you think other goal scorers might be. Or do you think it's a 1-0 with a Dewsbury Hall winner?
I think 1-0 from Enon.
1-0 from Kiernan? We'd love to see it. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to need a little time to have Jamie on as well, so I'm going to let you go, but can we get a come on, you foxes?
Come on, you foxes. Come on.
Thanks, Sean, and we'd love to see you at half or full time if you got the time. All right, Jamie, if you're ready, I'll add you in. Leicester City versus Brentford. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. My dog's just decided to join us, but
there we go. We got a bonus guest star. So,
yeah.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling coming into this match? Are you optimistic?
I'm optimistic. We've got to be winning this. We need to get some points on the board. I watched the not Champions League, Conference League game. And Fofana's back with a bang, I reckon. If we can keep him fit he's one of my favourite players. If we can keep him fit, I don't want Vestergaard nowhere near the team.
I think that's a pretty common stance to have at this point.
He was. I don't know why we bought him. It was panic buy. We needed a centre back at the time, and we were playing Amati at centre back and Didi at centre back and Soyuncu. I think if we can get an early goal, like 25 minutes into the game, I think it's going to be 2-1 Leicester.
Nice. And who do you think will be the goal scorers?
For Brentford, I think Ivan Toney's a threat, and I think he's going to score early. I think they'll score first, and then I think we'll dig in deep and pull it back to like 1-0 before half time, and then I think we'll score a second goal in the first half. I think Dewsbury Hill will score, and then I think Daka is going to score today because they haven't. I don't think Brentford have played us when we had Daka. I don't know if when Tielemans scored that banger last time, I don't know if he was playing or not. But
that's a good question. I can do some digging quickly to find that out. And I was also just going to say, you saying that we're going to concede first, it sounds like you've been watching a fair number of games because that feels like it's been a bit of a routine for Leicester to concede early.
Yeah, because like when we played Brentford last time, when Tielemans scored that banger, we scored first, but then from free kicks, like any set pieces were horrendous. Man marking, there's no man marking at the front, and like then he put us on. Then Brendan did tactic change and did front post like man marking, but they just don't have a clue sometimes, and then it's just the shambles. But yeah,
optimistically, we have at least started to shore up our defensive lineups when it comes to set pieces, especially around corners. So
yeah,
hopefully we can be a little bit more optimistic around there.
You'd think with the likes of Vestergaard, etc., he's like 6 foot something. Like he should be headed. Like I don't know what it is with him. When he was at Southampton, he was class. He was getting into tackles. He was literally just smashing the ball away, getting it rid. But he's turning like a truck.
It feels like he might also be a bit of a confidence player, and coming into Leicester, realistically, he wasn't the most welcomed. He hasn't performed well, which hasn't helped his performances. But I think if we can put together a string of good wins, maybe give him like 15, 20 minutes towards the end of the game, we could start to see some more positivity from him.
I don't think he's going to get a look into the squad now that Fofana's back. The way that he scored that goal coming back, like that, he showed threat in the box. As soon as Fofana started, he just literally looked a complete threat. Like even though we lost the game against Rennes, he showed attempt to get a shot off on target or a header on target, and then yeah. So I think it's going to be a close game because Brentford always play. Has the lineup even been brought out yet?
Yes, so Brentford with a 4-5-1 My source gave me a 4-3-3 for Leicester, although now my broadcast is giving me a 4-2-3-1 for Leicester.
Okay, because they normally play Ivan Toney up top, and then they have that, I can't remember his name, some guy on the left wing who's very good.
Vissa?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's very quick.
We know Brentford will be providing a bit of a threat. Now,
'Cause-
unfortunately, the teams have just taken the field, so I'm going to have to let you go so I can have Michael on. But thanks for joining me, and if you got some time at half or full time, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks very much.
Cheers. All right, so now it's time to introduce the man of the hour. Move over, Discount Coffee brand, because here's the real Seattle's best. Michael, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm not the man of the hour, though, bro. Come on, man. It's embarrassing. This guy right here, he's the man. He's going to be the man today. He's going to bring the magic. Madison in the starting lineup, the return of Castagna. I'm excited for that. Luke Thomas needs a break bad. He just
I was going to say the exact same thing about Luke Thomas because Edmund was just coming in here in the comments saying that Thomas should have played. It feels like other teams were starting to exploit him, especially Arsenal and Rennes.
Yeah, he just he's a little slight. He needs to put on some pounds this summer. But what's up, Gray? But yeah, he just needs a break. He's played pretty much like every match, and he's just running back and forth over there, just looking like he's getting dragged around and stuff. So I'm glad that I don't know his name, the last guy who was on mentioned that we did lose the game to Rennes, even though we're through. I didn't think that we looked particularly well. So hopefully return home. Premier League, Brendan Rodgers shaking hands with the players are taking a knee. So are the players taking a knee on your screen?
We've just kicked off on my screen.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, so I'll pause and we'll get synced up once I have like a solid time on my screen because my broadcaster always does like the hashtags, the referee. They don't show time until like 45 seconds into the game.
Right.
Leicester City kicked off, but some quick tussles in possession. All right, I'm going to pause at 20 seconds.
And I'm at 17, 18, 19, 20.
There we go. High ball that just goes over Soyuncu, but Marte's got that covered all the way back towards Schmeichel.
It's like Soyuncu's back in the lineup. But
yep, Soyuncu and Amarte have been doing reasonably well. We talk about how Soyuncu needs that sort of like solid defensive partnership. Otherwise, he didn't play well with Yannick Vestergaard, but he seems to be doing reasonably well with Amarte in center back.
Yeah, Amarte is experienced. He's been with the club for a long time, and he plays many different positions on that back line. So I count him as the leader of the back line right now, and so, yeah, if Soyuncu's playing a little better with him, that's because Amarte is showing a little leadership back there, a lot of leadership.
Dave Gavin is chiming in and talking about how Papi Mendy is going to play. Thinks he'll play well, cut out their attacking play, but he's prone to do hard tackles and free kicks against us. So we're missing Ndidi. How do you think Papi Mendy is going to fit into that position?
Yeah, man, it's tough with the Mendy injury. I mean, you can't really say that's the medical staff or anything. Now, just that challenge where they both kicked the ball like that. And I mean, he immediately went down. He was like, my knee. Yeah, MCL. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. Papi Mendy, he's one of those guys that can step in and play the role. I like Papi Mendy because when he gets the ball, he moves forward or he looks forward. And he's quick with it. And so we'll see how he does. He'll do okay. He's been in this place before. We've had to count on him to be in that spot for Wilf. What a pass by Madison outside.
I was about to say, things were fairly calm, but Leicester City coming forward now. Harvey Barnes lays it off back and forth with Dewsbury Hall. We're forced to turn around the ball now with Madison in the center. So it definitely looks like we're doing that 4-2-3-1 that the broadcaster said rather than Google's 4-3-3. Madison now with the ball. Absolutely loses his man, sends him back to Brentford for a minute there. Dewsbury Hall plays a cross in, looking for Iheanacho, but it's cleared by Brentford. However, with some misplaced passes, James Justin just absolutely flips.
Good challenge.
Visa feet overhead right there.
It's a fearless challenge. He wanted that ball. It looks like the boys are up for it today.
That's some good physical play. Again, like I keep getting reminded of, I want to say it was again, who was it against? It may have been against Chelsea. I just remember somebody knocking over Pappy Mendy like he was a store mannequin.
Right.
Brentford now playing across him, but that's not going to find anybody and is confidently cleared by Dan Amarte. Brentford looking like they're playing a high line at the moment, and what that could end up doing is leaving them vulnerable to those high through balls. We're missing Mark Albrighton, who's sort of the specialist for those kinds of things, but it is the Leicester City way to play with those balls.
No Albrighton, huh?
Yeah, he picked up a groin injury against Rennes, so he's
That's right.
completely out of the lineup today.
Yeah, on the first goal. The first goal at
Although I
Rennes.
haven't seen an update from the club saying how long he's going to be out. I know they said Ndidi's going to be out for about 2-3 weeks.
I think Ndidi's going to be out longer than 2 or 3 weeks. Ooh. Why, Iheanacho?
Shot from a distance from Madison. I don't know if that was just a poor shot or if that got deflected.
Yeah, I think he just dragged it. But Iheanacho gets the ball inside the 18-yard box and just one touch backs. One touch.
Yeah, Madison just overcooked it a little bit.
Iheanacho should have turned on that ball and been inside the box.
He didn't have a lot of space to do so, though, in his defense. Like he could. I feel like he could tell he had a man on his back.
I think he needs to feel that man and just. But Iheanacho's a confident player, so he probably, feels pretty good with that pass back to Madison in the shot. He has 5 assists this season. Iheanacho does.
Brentford now looking to come forward again. It's Rico Henry passing the ball forward onto their left wing. They cut inside. Ball now with number 8. I believe that's Yatani. No, that's not Vitaliano. That's Matthias Jensen. But they're forced to go all the way back to their defenders. Ethan Pinnock plays it forward onto the wing, and somebody on Leicester just slipped there. I think that may have been Tielemans.
Oh, here we go with the pitch issue.
Switched it up to Mbuemo on the right wing. He plays it back. Cross comes in, but it's blocked by James Madison.
KDH.
Oh, that was KDH?
Yeah.
One of those things when the player is facing the camera, all I could go on is their face. And I've said it before that KDH to me looks like if you added Madison and Harvey Barnes together and divided by 2. You get KDH.
Can you see the numbers well?
Yeah, I can see the numbers pretty well. But the moment they face camera, I'm lost.
Right.
Because my resolution isn't that good. I'm using like an old television from like 2008, 2009 as my second screen.
Yeah.
And even then, I have the game small on it so that I can have the squad list next to it so that I know who is what number on Brentford.
Right.
Brentford high ball over the top that will end up finding Rico Henry, but a good challenge sees the ball go out for a goal kick to Leicester City, and the threat is neutralized there by James Justin.
Brentford's up for it today, too.
We were saying both teams have a lot to play for here. Brentford looking to solidify another season in the Premier League. Like we were saying, this is not like we were saying, but like it has been said. I think this is Brentford's first Premier League season since World War II.
Oh, wow.
So obviously they want to establish themselves in the Premier League, do a little bit like I'm sure they were hoping for more of a Leeds-like season in terms of a first return to the Prem. But they're finding themselves in, I believe they're in 17th right now, which is, or not 17th.
15th? I think they're in 15th.
Yeah, 15th, which is not safe yet. So there's still a lot to play for in every game for Brentford. And they're going to be looking at a team that's had a faltering season like Leicester, and they'll be rubbing their hands together.
Absolutely. And I think teams, when they see us on the schedule, like maybe last season and the season before, they were a little scared. I don't think teams are scared of us anymore now.
They're just showing the win probability on my screen at the moment. They're saying 51% likely that Leicester will win the game, though. So they're saying on paper, this is a very strong Leicester City team.
They're saying it's a toss-up, 51% win percentage.
Well, yeah, but don't forget they're also including like 27% chance of a draw.
Oh, wow. So it's one way or the other. We are all or nothing.
Good challenge there by Papi Mendy. Not only dispossesses his man, but gets the ball to Castagna on the wing.
Papi Mendy is going to be covering a lot of ground today, the way the formation is. It's
I wish I had more of an update on what that how that 4-2-3-1 is lining up. I saw that it's going to be Mendy and Dewsbury Hall as a sort of defensive pairing. Then in the middle, we would have therefore Tielemans, Madison, and Nacho with I believe it was. See again, like I'm just trying to remember the graphics that were on my screen at the time. I think they had Madison in the middle, which would make sense given that pass back and forth between him and Nacho, and then obviously Nacho playing alone up front.
Right.
Bit of a Jamie Vardy role for him today.
But it kind of looks like Mendy's playing more of just a single central defender right there in the middle, like a 4-1.
Yeah, they might be giving Dewsbury Hall more of a fluid role in this team, just letting him sort of play where the play dictates he goes.
Right.
Excellent interception there by KDH, but Brentford man will just get in between him and shield it out for a throw-in. But there's that little bit of hunger. There's that hunger we've been looking for. I don't have the score line up. There we go.
High press.
Yep. Iheanacho making sure that David Raya doesn't really have time to think about his passes. Every Brentford man has a blue shirt on them. You would think that we're playing defensively right now and that this was our goal. But we don't see a high press from Leicester City very often. But that was part of the discussion that was being had in the pre-match comments, that Brentford were vulnerable to our high press last match earlier in the season, and it's beginning to look like Brendan is aware of that. High ball that finds its man up front for Brentford, but excellent shielding there by Dan Amarte on Vitalian out there, and the ball goes out, I believe, for a goal kick.
Yeah, for our high press, we need Jamie Vardy. Daka doesn't do it as well, and Jamie Vardy does it the best. Well, that's a handball, man.
Well, hey, if we learned anything from West Ham, you can hit the ball like all the way down to like there, and it's not a handball.
Why don't we just get giant sleeve shirts with the sleeves that go all the way down?
I was going to say, why doesn't everyone just wear long sleeves now? Go for the Ronaldo route. Ronaldo can't handball the ball by the letter of the law.
Wow.
I'm not salty at all. Not at all.
Right.
Goal kick taken by Casper is immediately intercepted. Good to see the Casper of old there.
Casper.
Brentford come forward, but the cross is intercepted by Schmeichel.
This is a
terrible goal kick from Casper.
Jeez. Oh, and he's back.
But Leicester City already coming forward. We're just on the border of the Brentford defensive third. A lovely pass to find Nacho, but he gets tackled. He was double marked, to be fair. Tielemans passes the ball to Mendy, but Mendy's got his back to goal. It goes all the way back to Soyuncu with the center circle, but we're still in the Brentford half.
Yeah, it's time for us to keep the ball a little bit and turn the screws.
Hold the ball. Just see if we can pull them out of shape a little bit, because that, whoa, boy.
Oh, what is that?
Big cross comes in, and
is that not a penalty?
Pontus Jansson channels his inner Harry Kane there and just pops a squat and absolutely flips Dewsbury Hall.
You can't do that. That's dangerous play.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Dewsbury Hall jumps for the ball, and yeah, Jansson just... Admittedly, I don't think that was malicious. It might have been dangerous still, but I don't think that was malicious. I think that was more just Janel trying to avoid getting a knee to the head there. Because Dewsbury Hall, like, if you've seen Free Willy, that's basically what just happened here.
Oy.
Dewsbury Hall flew.
Oh, did he knee him in the head?
Yeah, it's looking like Jensen might be bleeding a little bit from the side of his head there. Need to get a better look at that. Oh no, he's gonna have a shiner tomorrow.
I think
right on the temple there. He's got a nice red welt.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think both of them were just going for the ball 100%.
I admittedly, it's one of those things I can feel a little hard done by that we didn't get a penalty. If that was a Leicester defender, I'd feel hard done by if they got a penalty for it.
For sure.
Harvey Barnes now coming up on the left
More
wing.
direct, Harvey. Come on.
Almost plays a perfect pass to Iheanacho, but some heads-up defending just deflects it away. Iheanacho's forced onto the wing. He plays the ball back to Papi Mendy, who plays some nice, smart football. Ball's now with Amarte, and we have switched up play to James Justin. He goes back to Castagna to Tielemans, the Belgian connection.
Good to see Castagna back.
I also realized I just said that was Castagna. That was Madison. He was facing camera. Back with James Madison at the moment. He plays it all the way back to Papi Mendy, and we look to regroup.
Yeah, Castagna's on this side.
Now it's with Castagna. I can see that 27 nice and clear.
There you go. Oh.
Dewsbury Hall cuts inside, lays the ball off for Tielemans. Oh, and he almost finds Harvey Barnes with a pass there. Brentford get a free kick, and it's immediately blocked by Tielemans.
Tielemans, he's been doing some petty things the last couple matches. Like, he could really get a yellow for that.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if he got booked. He gets a warning from the ref there.
Look at the smirk on his face, too.
He knows what he's doing. There's no Jamie Vardy on the field, so someone has to be the Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, someone has to be the chippy, petty. I think
there's an English term for it, but we are well before the watershed here in North America, so we can't say it. Let's just say he's a bit of a house.
Yeah, I think he threw a Ren player over. Just this is petty, slapping people.
But honestly, I like to see that from Tielemans because we were always talking about whether or not his head was in there, whether he wanted to stay at Leicester.
Right.
And he's at least showing that as long as he's going to be here, he's going to get in there.
Yeah, but I think maybe that's just, he wants to leave, so he's just going to be a little crabby.
That's not crabby. If he was being crabby, he'd give us a hard time, not the Brentford players.
Give the opponents a hard time.
Timmy Castagna coming up on the left. Beautiful cut inside to lay the ball off to Dewsbury Hall. Their midfield five is out of shape at the moment. We go back to Castagna on the wing. Castagna cuts inside, lays it off towards Barnes. Barnes lays it off in the middle towards Tielemans. Amarte's coming forward now. He lays it off towards Justin on the wing.
Do it.
Justin plays the ball in. He was looking for Madison there, but just overplays the pass by maybe a meter, and it's out for a goal kick.
Oy. But Madison,
there, though.
He's looking for the ball in the box. He's making the runs.
It's very positive play from Leicester. I feel like the matches that we had lost and we wouldn't feel good about, we didn't play this positively.
Yes.
So I'm reasonably optimistic here.
Yes, we're a lot better on the ball. Our passes around the middle are, on target or not wayward.
Again, we're high pressing here, just not giving any of the Brentford players a moment's rest there. Pass from David Raya nearly intercepted there. And now Harvey Barnes giving Christopher Ayer a hard time as Brentford look to play a high ball over, looking for Ivan Toney, who will get there ahead of Castagna. He's one-on-one with Soyuncu at the moment. He lays it off. Oh. Big tackle there by Soyuncu.
I mean, he absolutely just takes him out. Ivan Toney wanted that ball so much, man. Castagna hesitated and let Ivan Toney get on that ball, and Soyuncu just came and just cleaned him out.
My stream just hiccuped there for a minute, so I just want to double check our times here. So I'm at 16:47, 48, 49 at the moment.
No, I'm ahead.
Okay, well, we'll finish this play as we come forward, but David Raya will come. So I'm going to jump back as live as I can get and then repause because I know that my stream is a little ahead.
Okay.
So I'm going to pause at 17:15.
Okay, I'm at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Perfect. And yeah, they were just showing a replay of Soyuncu's tackle. One of the defensive plays of the season right there after a bit of a howler from Castagna to let Ivan Toney beat him for pace there. However, we well make up for it. And that's the kind of solid defending we've also been missing for a while.
Absolutely. I mean, with Fofana back versus Ren, even though we did give up the 2 goals and we kind of looked sloppy in the back for those goals, he was winning the headers. When everyone gets back, we'll be okay. I think we can still fight for, top 10 spot, top 8.
Lovely passing there. Sees the ball over towards James Justin on the wing. He plays it off Rico Henry and then gets absolutely shoved over afterwards.
Oh, he's saying goal kick?
Yeah, it looks like they're calling goal kick on that. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that nothing was called for that shove right in front of the linesman. It'd be a cheap free kick to be given. Oh, they're just showing the replay now, and it looks as though what a play there. I can't get over how well that was played by both Soyuncu and Amarte. Both get the ball and absolutely flip Mbuemo in the penalty area.
Oh, yikes. I think
LCFC Gray puts in that Cags is really putting a shift in. Absolutely. Early days here, he's been one of our best players on the pitch. And then also drops a $5 for us. Thank you so much. We always appreciate it. Helps us keep the channel going. We all do this as volunteers, so that's going to go just right back into our operating costs. Harvey Barnes plays a cross in, but that will just be headed right back out. JB, we're both North Americans, so we have official streams that we watch through the broadcasters that have the rights in Canada for me, and the US for Michael.
Yeah, mine's on.
That's how we're watching the game.
Yeah, the Leicester game today is on just regular cable because it's the only game on right now.
And then for me, it's an online company that has it in Canada, and they get all the Premier League matches.
Yeah.
High cross comes over towards Harvey Barnes on the left. He's double marked, so he can't really play it in towards the center, but he finds Castagna, who shoots from a distance. Oh, my days!
Jimmy Castagna!
Jimmy Castagna channels his inner Yuri Tielemans and shows why he deserves back into the team. He runs to the corner flag. That was absolutely fabulous. I'm speechless.
I don't know what to say either. Tielemans.
Well, I'll tell you what. Instead of saying anything, let's just say that it's now Leicester City 1, Brentford 0.
Wow, Castagna gets the ball from Harvey at the edge of the box. He takes 2 dribbles towards the middle, looks up and just unleashes a ball into the top bin. If there was a bin there, it would be in there. Raya has no chance. No chance.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. That was incredible. Brendan Rodgers is absolutely chuffed. There are 3 rules to this football club. Foxes never quit, Mark Albrighton only scores in Europe, and Leicester only score bangers.
Oh my, yeah, absolutely. And that was a worldie. Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the words of Andy Gray, Timmy Castagna, take a bow, son. What a goal.
Absolutely. Oh, but we need to get back in the game now because we don't win unless we score 4.
And then right after that, Timmy Castagna wins a foul on the opposite end of the field to stop Brian Mbuemo's attack in his tracks. They're showing another replay here. He's outside the box, and the curve on that was just you can't shoot that nicely in FIFA.
Wow.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
And the crowd just explodes. I love it.
The songs are in full swing. You'd love to hear the King Power is rocking right now.
Absolutely. Do I have a Castagna pick? No, somewhere. Let's see.
I love just watching you cycle through the whole squad here.
Yeah, trying to find if I have one.
What a goal that was. What a way to start the day for the two of us here.
Right?
What a goal.
A coffee and a worldie from Castagna early in the match. Let's go.
Brentford now looking to come forward at the moment on the break. Oh, James Justin slips. Cross comes over. Great save from the one-timer by Vitaliano. He fails to hold. Sorry, that was by Matthias Jensen. He fails to hold the ball, but he stops the shot. Honestly, the moment I saw that ball come off, I thought that was level.
Oh.
Great save by Casper there. And James Madison on the ground now following a hard challenge there.
Yikes. JJ with the slip.
That's the second time somebody has slipped at a key moment here in our area at the King Power. So I'm a little worried about the groundskeeping here at this point.
I've been
You can
worried
see
about the
just his
groundskeeping all
cleats get out
season.
from under him.
Yeah, I've been worried about the groundskeeping all season. The guys with their hammies and their quads and ankles and knees when no one's touching them. I'm just like, what is going on? And I know we're getting a new head doctor. They're trying to figure it out, but maybe it's this grass. And we have like the best groundskeep. They have the grounds school.
Dan Amarte with an excellent play. He finds Castagna, plays it in towards the area. It's Harvey Barnes. He just gets tackled as he tries to turn around.
Was he onside? No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. And that gives us a quick break where we can quickly say thank you to Fee for the 99p super sticker for that goal. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Ooh, the Foxes are thinking forward, thinking another goal.
Right. So Jamie sent me these quick stats earlier. Some big momentous moments coming up. If we score one more goal this game, it will be 800 Premier League goals for Leicester City in its history.
Who's going to get it?
As well, this is another stat that he sent me. This is Leicester City's 601st Premier League game.
There he goes.
There's Castagna.
Right.
I was about to say you can just leave Yannick Vestergaard up there. He needs some love, to be honest.
Right.
Like
when he comes in the game, I'll put him on. We'll see how many goals we're up when he comes in the game. If we all just groan like, oh, please don't.
I was joking about how like I had a problem getting Albrighton on the back of my European kit because of how long his name is. Imagine trying to get Vestergaard.
Right. He has a lot of letters.
There's a lot of letters, a lot of big, wide letters.
Right.
B's, A's, G's. Oh, Timmy Castagna just fails to control that, and it's a throw in.
He didn't know where he was.
Throw into Brentford in an attacking position there. Yeah, also credit to him. Vestergaard played very well against Rennes after coming on. Threw his body on the line, and realistically, when you're like the 8 foot 2 inch defender, right, that's what you got to do.
Lurch from the Munsters, definitely.
Big throw in comes into the penalty area.
Long throw.
Cleared.
KDH with
only
the header.
As far as I think that's Rico Henry, but then cleared again by Justin. It's just pinging around the penalty area. Big clearance by Amarte, sees it all the way to the center circle. Big header sees it all the way back to the penalty area, but then cleared by Sayunchu as far as Justin, and now Leicester regain possession. Good play there by James Madison. Just passes the ball right in between two players going in for a tackle at the same time.
See how Mindy pushes into the space? I like that. He carries the ball forward. He doesn't just look to pass it out to the side like Wilf does sometimes.
There's a mentality and an aggression in this side that I feel like is something we were really missing at the start of the season.
Right. I wonder if the sunshine is doing that. They've been playing a lot of games in the rain and stuff. You know, it's a nice sunny day in Leicester, it looks like. Mindy with the foul. Yeah, he's being aggressive. Everyone's being aggressive. I like it.
They're fired up.
They are. That goal lit a fire. I can't really hear the crowd. I wonder what it sounds like in the stadium.
It's a little bit quieter now, but it was rocking about 5 minutes ago.
I bet.
I can't tell who's standing over that free kick for Brentford.
The Jensen guy, Janssen. I don't know any of these guys from Brentford.
It's number 8. Because there's Janssen and there's Jensen. It's Jensen standing over the ball. Matthias Jensen, not Pontus Jensen. They're lining up like they're going to take a shot from here and probably hope that they can get a rebound. Cross comes over looking to the right side, but it's immediately cleared. Nacho with the kind of non-jumping bicycle kick over there. And as the ball goes all the way back to Rico Henry, Z's saying that the weather is lovely.
Fantastic.
I just hope it's going to be like that for the Villa game. Knowing my luck, I'm going to get off the train and it's going to be absolutely pouring.
Great. Well, when are you going?
22nd of April. 23rd of April. 23rd of April. 22nd March is when I can buy the tickets. Quick back and forth there. Nearly finds Harvey Barnes in the area. Lays it towards Madison. Loses one man. Loses two men. Passes it over towards Castagna. We've got some impetus going here. Ball with Dewsbury Hall. He plays a cross in. Won't find anybody with that, though. Clearance is held by Brentford, by Tony. He tries to set Mbuemo going. He gives him a lot of space on the wing, and we're tracking back. Look at the legs there on Jay Justin. He tracks back. Mbuemo breaks in. Great defensive block there by Soyuncu.
Whew. JJ with the legs.
Absolutely trucking back. Justin does a good job there. Mbuemo still gets past him, but realistically, like, he'd get past most defenders when you play like that. That's pretty routine play.
Yeah, at least he didn't slip out there.
He didn't slip, and just great play by Soyuncu there to block that cross before it could even become a danger. And we have the first corner of the match.
Well, here we go.
Oh my gosh, I'm just seeing the matchup there. I don't know who's up against James Justin there. It's their number 20.
Marking a 6'5" guy. He's like
Christopher Ayer is like as tall as the stadium.
He's
Cross comes in, and it is headed up by Ayer, but it goes across the penalty area. Ball now with Tony. He lays it back. Big cross comes in, pings around the penalty area, and it's cleared and out for a Brentford throw-in.
Whew. We dealt with it.
Gray saying, keep attacking, no defensive today. Yeah, we got to keep our foot on the gas. If we can keep the momentum going, put ourselves 2-0 up before halftime, we can lock this pretty quickly.
Yes,
Brentford are hungry, so they're going to, if they can get this level, they're going to be all over us.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy with a draw today.
Big throw-in comes in, cleared by James Justin. Cross comes back in looking for Ayer, headed away by Soyuncu. As far as Papi Mendy, who's holding that ball up, gets it past his man, and now Leicester can look to break. Big ball looking up there for Harvey Barnes. Raya's forced to come out of his goal.
Raya's way out of his box.
And he can only play it out for a throw-in. And now Raya's trucking back towards his goal in case we play the throw-in quickly.
Ooh. What great hold-up play by Mendy in the corner, and then to release, I don't know who that was, Tielemans. What a great ball.
Yeah, I said I was worried about his physicality earlier, but he's really proving himself today. He's holding the ball up. He's shielding it well. He's trucking past people. He's showing why he's a good CDM.
He's great. He has a low center of gravity.
Exactly. So Soyuncu plays the ball all the way back to Schmeichel. Schmeichel to Justin. Justin to Mendy. And we're just calming things down a little bit. Brentford are playing a bit of a high press at the moment. So I guess we're just going to be hoping that we can draw them out of shape a little bit. Try to hoof that ball back up towards your Nachos and your Barneses.
Yeah, I want to see Harvey be more direct when he gets the ball. Here we go. Mendy out here to KDH. Nice ball.
Dewsbury Hall now with the ball. Lovely cross to find Tielemans.
Oh!
Or no, that's Madison, and that's a free kick for us in a dangerous area right there.
KDH puts the ball into Nacho, and Nacho just does like a little chest layoff to Madison, who's just right on the ball. It looks like a basketball play. Oh, and he just gets fouled at the end of the box like Madison likes to do. And
it was a clumsy challenge there by Jensen. He straddles Madison's trailing leg, and with his next step just spins him.
And this is Madison territory.
This is his bread and butter right here.
Oh, this is
honestly
Madison
just let Timmy Castagna take the free kick at this point. He's proven he can take those.
Right, that's about the spot Castagna hit his ball, but no way, no one else is hitting this ball except
we got the match set standing over there. Dewsbury Hall and Madison both standing over.
I just have a tingle right now. Like, oh, he's so magical. I can feel it's like sparkles. Like
David Raya, not happy with how his wall is lining up at the moment.
Oh, see, it's already not working out for Brentford. It's already not working out for them. Oh, come on, let's.
6-player wall, no player in behind as well, so they're leaving themselves vulnerable if they jump. 4-player wall for Leicester in front. What a free kick, and it's 2-0. That is what James Madison does best.
What did I tell you?
What a goal. That is amazing. And that is Leicester City 2, Brentford 1. Leicester City came to play today.
What?
And that almost hits the post on his way in. The curve that we're playing with today is incredible.
Raya had no chance again. Oh my goodness. What?
David Raya may as well have stayed in Brentford. Yeah, I've got goosebumps too. What a free kick that was.
While they were lining up, I was like, oh my goodness, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He couldn't get his wall straight. He took like 30 seconds to get his wall together. Let's go. Let's go.
I was just saying that well, what was I just saying? That goal's left me speechless. I was just saying that the wall was left vulnerable if they jumped. Madison didn't even care. Lops that perfectly over the wall.
Yeah. It's time.
And then Soyuncu just goes right in there and absolutely flips a Brentford midfielder to regain the possession.
Oh, I know the King Power is rocking now. Oh my goodness. Because I'm rocking. It's time.
It's kegs and eggs time?
It's kegs. Kegs at least. It's kegs at least time. Oh my goodness.
Kegs and cags time as well. He's been doing amazing in defense as well.
Nice.
Dewsbury Hall now with the ball near the center circle.
This might get ugly.
Let's make it ugly. We need to build up some goal difference. If we can win this by 3 goals, I believe we'll also hop Aston Villa. It'll put us in 9th.
Oh.
Fred asking who scored. Timmy Castagna, absolutely like the Castagnino. Curve and everything on the outside of the box scores the opener, and then James Madison with a Ronaldo-esque free kick for the second.
With the Madison-esque free kick.
The Madison-esque. Yeah, that's true. Cristiano Ronaldo wishes he was James Madison.
He does. Oh, wow. High press by, we're giving them trouble at the back again. Ian Nacho's on Raya.
Dewsbury Hall on the defender as well. Forced them into a clumsy clearance for a Leicester City throw-in.
Wow.
Thomas Frank not happy right here. Do we need to win by 6? I don't think we need to win by 6 because don't forget, like every... Oh, actually, no. Hang on. I'll need to double check that. Yeah. Sorry. I was mistaken. I was I was thinking about every goal being 2 for the goal difference, but that's only if you're trying to hop the team you're playing against.
Right.
But you know what? Let's win this game by 6.
I mean, we got to keep the pressure on. Maybe we need more free kicks around the box.
I just hopped off the game for a second to check on the Premier League table, and I came back and just saw James Justin just cheekily pointing at one of his teammates. Like, the vibes are good in the blue shirts right now in Leicester. James Justin holds up against 2 players and then plays a wonderful pass over towards Tielemans.
Mindy sends it out here to Castagna. Castagna forward up to Barnes. Castagna's
lovely through ball towards Iheanacho. He has the ball on the outside of the penalty area now.
What a great touch by Iheanacho.
Lays off towards Mendy. Gonna quickly say thank you for the 99p super sticker from Fee. I feel like we're very close to a 3rd here as well.
Thank you, Fee.
We've been forced to turn around and we're back to the center circle. And there's the pass back to Schmeichel. I ain't even mad about it, though.
I'm not either. Let's regroup, calm down. But Schmeichel just puts one out here over to Brendan. But, kept in. Oof.
That's true. Jono's currently on track for his prediction. I said a 3-2. We could also still get one more. It could be a 3-0 here. Oh, if we could keep a clean sheet, I'd love it.
Work for a clean sheet. Yeah.
Timmy Castagna with a beautiful chest right off towards Kasper Schmeichel. He's getting a round of applause for that.
Absolutely. Nice. Very nice.
Like he didn't even think Mbeumo was behind him. The confidence he's playing with here after just coming back into the lineup.
Well, I mean, when you hit a ball like that and score a worldie, looks like everybody, when they come back from injury, is just having a blast when they get on the field. Fofana with his match against Ren and now Castagna. Let's go.
100%.
Let's
Felix saying, bet me it's going to be 4-0 for this end of the match. I'd love to see that. James Justin lays the ball off on the wing. A little bit of quick back and forth, but it's just intercepted by Brentford. But then Kieran Dewsbury Hall.
Oh, he just drags it. Oh.
Absolutely marshals his Brentford man to the ground like he was a Sunday league player. Rounds his man who tries to slide tackle, gets himself into space, plays it across goal, has Raya beat.
Wow, that is
just puts it wide.
That is how you fend off a tackler, a defender. I mean, he stiff arms him, he avoids the legs, and just give me that. Takes the ball forward and just drags the ball past the far post. Ugh.
Lewis Truman is stuck in France at the moment, asking how it's going. This is one of our best first halves of the season, I would say. Everyone is confident. Everyone is playing well. This is a great match so far. I'm sorry you're stuck in France, but I hope you're at least able to enjoy some sunny weather in Calais.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody's playing with a little confidence, a little swag.
Like, we're 8s and 9s across the board at the moment.
Absolutely. No one's having a bad game.
Brentford coming forward right now. They're holding possession, but we're pressuring them. And now,
let's go, Nacho.
It's a free kick.
Oh, everyone's doing this one because they're like, where?
What can you do? I don't know this referee that well. Broadcast was saying it's Darren England. I don't know if he's a good ref or a bad ref. The fact that I haven't heard of him gives me optimism, because the ones that I've heard of are for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, because they've been in the league for 10, 15 years. They need to get some of these guys out of here. Just rotate them.
Thomas Frank having some conversation with his assistant manager, who is also a BR, apparently, according to his jacket.
Looks like there's some empty.
Brentford play the free kick short, and then the big cross comes in, headed up. I think that was cleared by Sayunchu. Dewsbury Hall's his pass is intercepted. It was offside anyways, and it's a free kick to Leicester City.
Oh,
Lewis,
man.
I hope you enjoyed the atmosphere there at WATCHALONG Park. It looked like it was absolutely bumping all match. I was only able to kind of half watch the game because I had work going at the moment, so I had it minimized and I was just listening to play-by-play. But all I could hear with the play-by-play was just the stadium absolutely rocking.
Yeah, I had to watch while I was working, off and on. I had it on my phone while I was working, but I couldn't really pay attention. But it seemed like the Ren fans were absolutely bonkers from the time that the Leicester fans landed in Ren.
And honestly, I feel like PSV are going to give us the exact same thing. Eredivisie fans don't mess around. Especially when you're talking the top three, when you're talking Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV, they absolutely rock it. Big tackle by Sayunchu that leaves the ball off towards Harvey Barnes, and he's just tackled there. But another positive attack there from Leicester, and Papi Mendy shields his man and wins a free kick off of Ivan Toney there.
Mendy, come on, man. Let's go. He is having a game right now.
They say, what is it? 60% of the world is covered by water, and the other 40% is covered by Papi Mendy.
He's doing it right now. He's definitely doing it right now. Getting the ball, turning, holding his man, pushing forward, interceptions.
I was going to say, reasonably short defensive player with a close haircut playing for Leicester. Feels like we never lost N'Golo Kante.
Right? At least today.
At least today.
But think about it. He was on the list to leave in the summer.
I hope he stays. I totally understand why he wanted to leave after being left out of the matchday squad, but he's putting in shifts, and I hope that he wants to stay. I hope he can see the kind of project that's still being built here.
Well, we'll see if Brendan still wants him. I think that some injuries had happened, and so we had to keep him, but
I'm getting a little flack for comparing Conte to Mendy. I'm embellishing. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, we're just having a good
We
time.
recognize how class Conte was.
Yeah,
We're not saying he's the next Conte, but he's playing very well this match.
All the boys are playing good. Even though our goals have been worldies,
Yuri Tielemans lays the ball off. Dewsbury Hall finds Iheanacho in the penalty area, but his back is to goal. But he lays it off. And nearly James Justin. Good goalkeeping there by David Raya. It's a corner kick to Leicester City.
Justin just continues his run.
Absolutely trucking there. Admittedly, also seeing that replay, I don't think Justin was actually shooting for goal there. It looked like he was trying to play the ball back across the penalty area, but well played there by David Raya. And it's a corner kick. Corner comes in, held by Raya.
KDH. That was just a little.
Yeah, I think this is a fair comment here coming in from Scott, that Ivan Toney's starting to get frustrated, and you can see it coming out from him, and could get booked as they're coming forward right now. Brentford in the penalty area lays it off. It's Mbuemo in the penalty area up against Papi Mendy.
Ooh, Mendy.
Cross comes over, chested up by Ivan Toney, cleared by Harvey Barnes. The two of them get tangled up. Brentford want a penalty, but it's a free kick.
Yeah, Toney with the dangerous play. And he takes out
Harvey Barnes holding his ankle there.
Yeah, he
clearly in some discomfort.
It was like a weird fall on his legs. Toney, who just put that comment up about how frustrated Toney is. This is
that was Scott Simpson.
Yeah, Scott, this is what we're talking. This is exactly what he's talking about right here. See, did Toney have to go to ground after he puts his foot up there?
Yeah, you can see like what he does is like he sticks a leg up there, 2 feet collide. Toney goes down, and as he does, he kind of crushes the back of Harvey's ankles, and Harvey goes down as a result. And yeah, like there's people rightfully calling me out for what I was saying there. Like you can't. I think it's a little harsh to say you can't even compare him to Wilf.
He's playing. He's having a day, you guys. Give the man his due.
Exactly. He's playing as well as Wilf would have been today, at least.
Absolutely. Look at him.
I think very fairly, like N'Golo Kante is one of those once in a generation players, and obviously we're never going to be able to fully replace him. But we're getting close. Like Ndidi is class. Mendy is showing his class today. If he can show that consistently, even if we don't keep him, like that's like a 60 million pound player if he performs like that day in, day out. Every player in the Premier League is expensive nowadays.
Right. Especially for a Premier League club.
Brentford coming forward now, but we forced them to turn around. Trying to come up that wing, but again, we're high pressing.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to... Okay, ball's up for a throw, so I'm going to bring up this comment from Involuntarily Chad. I think this is a very, very fair assessment of Mendy. I always like Mendy, works hard and does his job. Not world class, but doesn't screw up. He screws up from time to time. But yeah, when he's on his game, what class? And that's half time here. Leicester City 2, Brentford 0. What a result that is so far for us. That first half has flown by.
When you're winning and you're playing good, it's like the football just goes by and you just want more. But I think we need halftime really bad. Like they're starting to be a little chippy, roll on our ankles, stuff like that. Let's get a little break in, halftime talk. Man, this is amazing.
Showing a lovely shot of the blue-eyed fox over the tunnel there. Oh, and there's that replay of Castagna's goal. Absolute class goals there. Both shots, goal of the week candidates, both of them.
Yeah, and you know Madison loves him a good old knee slide.
Oh, yeah. He didn't quite do like his chest grip there, but you could tell he was having a great half.
Yeah, let's go. All right. We got some people clicking on the link, trying to get their halftime comments in, or what?
Yeah, let's get that link back out there. Y'all can join us at halftime. Come on in, share some views. It's been a great first half. A lot of the lads are down at the game this, I believe. So they're all going to be having a great time at the KP.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to have a little breakfast.
Yeah, I'm going to go down to Doyle's after the match and probably watch some FA Cup games because it's a Liverpool bar. So I'll go watch the Liverpool game after this and brag about the worldies that I watched this morning. I love it.
Such good goals. Such good. I'm still just like speechless trying to describe them. They were such good goals.
Buzzing. And I'm just glad that everyone is like playing with some confidence, you know, because after last week with Arsenal and again at Rennes, I got a bunch of stick on the channel, on the chat for saying that even though we're through, we lost. We just, you know, Rennes was up our butts and they had us, you know, we couldn't really put it together. I mean, and it was good to see Fofana, you know, hanging in the air like Michael Jordan to get the headers. You know, we needed that. Now, like someone said, pre-match, he looked a threat in the air. But I mean, you know, our form hasn't been there, and so it's great to see the boys putting in a shift, putting in a just amazing shift, in the 2 goals. You know, Raya had no chance. We have class on our team. We just got to put it together.
100%. Jono here saying best first half of the season, absolutely dominant. KDH, Castagna, and Justin have been world class. I think you can add Soyuncu to that list as well. Soyuncu has been absolutely ripping it up in defense today.
Yeah, it's good.
That tackle that absolutely flipped Mbuemo feet overhead. What a challenge. Stopped what would have been an opening goal.
And it wasn't so reckless. I mean, I think Amarty might have stepped on his foot, but they got the ball.
I think he got the ball first from what I was seeing of the replays.
Yeah.
Jamie, I saw you clicked on the link. If you're ready, I'll add you in.
Set the
first half.
What a game. Well, I can't see it because you guys have got it over in the States, but I'll be watching the highlights later. I've been listening to it on Leicester Fan TV, and the commentators were going a bit mad. So I'm gonna have to see this Castagna stunner.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love that stunner. What an
Would you say it's better than the Yuri Tielemans goal when we played Brentford last time?
Honestly, I would need to see Tielemans' goal against Brentford from last time to be able to make that. I can't say off the bat. I think it would challenge.
Do you remember the James Justin banger he scored before he got injured? Would you say it's better than that?
The reason why this goal is better than all of those is because Timmy Castagna just came back from injury.
Yeah,
and
he had it.
And
I was just reading it.
He's playing on the he usually plays on the side that James Justin is on. So he's coming off of this side and he cuts in, you know, and it's amazing. The curl, it's outside the post. If there was a box, you know, if there was a bin, it would be in there just perfectly.
If there was a bin, he would have knocked it off the goal.
Yeah.
Well, they said on Sky Sports, they said he's come back from injury and scored a rocket. So.
I would say I think it actually does evoke a lot of Justin's goal against Stoke. It evokes a lot, very similar curve, similar position.
Yeah, that's the goal I'm on about. The one against
it was
Stoke,
very, very similar.
Yeah.
I just pulled up. I'm pulling up the highlights from the last match so I can watch that Tielemans strike again. And credit where it's due. I love this. The Brentford official YouTube channel titles their highlight video "Tielemans Stunner Downs Bees." Like that feels like the highlight. That feels like the title Leicester would have given this video.
You said Thomas Frank was a bit mad on the sidelines.
Yeah, he was looking for, and he's normally like a very level-headed man. He wasn't like livid, but he was visibly upset.
Okay, because Brendan, whenever I watch Brendan Rodgers, he never gets mad. Like he's like probably the calmest manager Leicester have ever had.
You can tell he gets mad because he starts chewing that gum really
I was about to say Brendan's not a man to lash out, but Brendan is a man who seeds. He just
and
very
also-
silently seeds.
Say we go like when we went to like 1-0 down against Arsenal last weekend, he's literally like on his notepad in about 2 seconds, writing down everything.
He's
and
like,
it's just
I can't-
like
player, I can't wait to get rid of him in the summer.
Also, I just saw Tielemans' strike again. I think honestly, like the Tielemans strike and the Castagna strike are little apples and oranges there, because Tielemans like that, the FA Cup final, his specialty is blast from distance, straight as a rocket.
Yeah, that rocket.
Castagna's goal challenges and channels was the word I wanted. James Justin, like it's like the gorgeous curve from the side of the net.
Right.
Like if that was straight, it would have hit the corner flag kind of shot.
But isn't Justin inside the box when he hits the ball on him?
He was like right on the border, if I remember.
Yeah, right on the edge.
Castagna's way out, dude. Castagna's way out. And he just, wow.
I'm surprised. I think we're really lucky to have a player like Castagna, because I think at the time he had Champions League football with I think it was Champions League with Atalanta. So
yeah, I believe we signed him from Atalanta.
So
they're one of those teams that's like kind of a Leicester when you think about it, like one of those lower budget teams that's really challenging the big rich clubs. They're getting into Europe reasonably consistently.
They've got players like Duvan Zapata, they've got Ilicic and types like that. So I'm really surprised that we got him. But I must say, like our scouting teams are very good. Well, we had what was his name, Lee Congreton, but obviously, but they all left, didn't they? So they're obviously trying to get scouting staff back in. But yeah, I think in the summer, do you guys think Yuri Tielemans will go? Because that's all I'm hearing at the moment.
So I know there's a lot of rumors about him going. I don't even think Yuri knows if he wants to go yet, because I saw highlights from, I think he got interviewed in Dutch by like a local Belgian publication, and he specifically said, I don't know if I'm leaving yet.
Well, all I see on LCF's Leicester City fan news is saying sign the contract, but I hope he doesn't go. Like sometimes he can be really good, and then sometimes he can be really lazy. But I think if we can get a decent, if he was to go, I think they need to be knocking on the door for about 70 million. Easy.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the things that Leicester has been doing so well, is that we scout cheap and we sell high.
Yeah.
We did that with Conte. We did that with... We somehow got 80 million pounds for Maguire. Like,
Danny Drinkwater.
Danny Drinkwater, million. Another one.
Who else did we...
Elijah, I'm going to pop out for a second.
Yeah, no worries. Lewis, I'm seeing you. You've tuned in as well. I can add you in as well if you're ready. And this might strain my internet a little bit, but Felix, I'm seeing you as well. I can add you in as well. All right. So, Felix, I'm going to start with you. Great first half. How are you feeling?
I'm good. It was a great first half. It's a very good match. A very good match to watch.
Have you been able to watch the match as well as our commentary? Like, have you been able to see the game itself?
Yes. I'm actually watching the game right now. I'm expecting the second half to start. I'm a big fan.
Which goal was your favorite? Castagna's or Madison's?
Sincerely speaking, because Castagna is just coming back from injury, I think I like his goal. You know, Madison has been doing that over and over again. So to me, it's not something new. That is it. Yeah. That is Madison for you.
Lewis, I'm gonna come to you from that. So Felix was just saying, like, you can kind of expect those kind of things from Madison. What a free kick that was.
There's been so many though this season. Do you not think? Like, you watch Madison outside the box and you just expect it to go top corner every time. It's bad. You shouldn't expect that, but for a player of his caliber, you do expect that. It's just second nature, isn't it?
I think one of the things that really impressed me the most about that goal, though, was the fact that I mentioned it, that they didn't lie a player down behind the wall, so I really would have expected us to try to play it low. But Madison had that confidence to still play it with the curve and put it top pins out of the reach of Raya. It shows a real confidence and a mentality for Maddison that I feel like we haven't seen from a lot of Leicester players at the start of the season.
The thing is, though, with the man underneath the wall, I can't remember the last time I've seen a goal in the Premier League that's actually travelled underneath the wall. I still don't massively understand why they do it. I mean, I do, but I've not seen why will it actually take credit for what it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Maddison always aims top corner. There's no stopping it. It's either one or the other, and the keeper's got to make that move early before it happens effectively.
Fair.
The Maddison
Felix,
effect,
sounded like you wanted to say something there.
Yeah, I say the Maddison effect is just natural. That is just it. It's just him. It's him. That is it.
Well, that was one of the things. So we were discussing a little bit that, like, we know how much confidence is important for anyone in the team, but especially a player like Kelechi Iheanacho. Do you think he's going to be taking some of this confidence from the other players, and we could see a big second half from him?
Yeah, I actually tipped him to score today. Because I always say something. I'm a Nigerian from West Africa, so I'm a big Leicester fan because we have Wilfred Ndidi and Kelechi Iheanacho and Lookman. So here in my country, Leicester has a very big fan base because of that. And even when issues were going on, we were not happy. We knew it was due to the injuries in the team. I'll tell you something. If we had a fit squad, we'll be competing for the top 4. I must be sincere with you. There is always that glimpse each time we play, but injuries are really limiting our performances. But this is a good match, and I'm very sure by the end of this match, we should be in ninth position. Yeah, we should be in ninth position.
Definitely optimistic coming into this. I guess one thing as well, I'm going to go around the room, so I'm going to start with Jamie on this. It's been a great first half. Do you think there's any need for any tinkering? Do you think there's going to be any changes at halftime?
I think we need to bring on Lookman for a more attacking sense because it's not Old Brighton on, is it? On the wings.
It's currently Barnes and actually I don't think Lookman is in the lineup today because I believe he's sick.
Okay. So
I'll put the lineup for you to see though, so like you can see the bench on the left hand side there. It's Evans,
so
Perez, Chowdhury, Pereira,
Barnes and Maddison. So if it was me, I'd just keep it the same because, and if Kelechi doesn't play to what we know he can play to, then I'd put Daka on for a little bit more pace.
Fair enough. Lewis, would you make any changes?
I wouldn't make any straight away, but I do feel like Evans needs to try and get back into the lineup to try and get some momentum and get some fitness back in him. As long as Vestergaard doesn't come on, I'm ecstatic. But no, I try and get Daka some game time, get him some form as well as Iheanacho. Both of them need to score today. And
well, we know win or lose, Brendan likes to make kind of like-for-like changes around the 60th, 70th minute. I feel like we could probably see maybe a Soyuncu for Evans or an Amarte for Evans and probably Iheanacho for Daka. But I would agree no changes at halftime either. Felix, what are your thoughts? Would you make any changes? Can you hear me, Felix?
Yeah, I think I just feel we should give Perez a chance today. Sincerely speaking, maybe probably after the game is settled, maybe after we score another goal, we should just give Perez a chance today. I just feel we should play him today, just to keep the squad happy.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like I like Jose Perez, and I feel
because
like
honestly,
he really needs to get some more game
time.
time.
Playing very well, so I don't think. Yeah. Yes.
So we're actually just about to kick off for the second half, but I'd like to thank all three of you for coming on, and if you've got some time to come on at full time, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, Sam.
Thanks,
I'll
everyone.
back in a bit. No problem.
Cheers, everyone. All right, so the players are back up on the field, and Michael is back. Michael, you ready? So we've just kicked back off on my screen. Are we still in sync?
Yep. Just kicked off. Play the ball back to the goalkeeper, Brentford.
Perfect. So yeah, we were just having a couple people on. We were talking about potential changes at the half. None have been made, but
either
we always
side.
know that Brendan's going to make a few like for like changes probably around the 70th, 80th minute. Do you see any coming?
Let's see. Castagna probably won't play the full match. But everybody's playing so well. I don't want anyone to come off. I don't want to break the momentum. I'm sure the halftime talk was really positive. I'm sure the boys were clapping and yelling in there, and it looks like they're pushing forward with that swag again.
They just showed a nice close-up shot of Papi Mendy holding the ball and then passing it forward, and there's just you can tell there's an energy in the way that he's playing at the moment. Like, he's leaning forward, he's passing the ball hard. Harvey Barnes just offside, and that'll be a free kick to Brentford.
Good cross from Justin, though. Good switch.
I've really got to look into how I can stop my camera from hiccuping like that. It does that like every half hour. I don't know how to fix it.
What are you using?
I'm using an actual like a Canon
DSLR
camera. Yeah, I'm using a DSLR. And I was reading that it's something like it's a legality thing. If it can record for longer than 30 minutes at a time, it gets charged higher tariffs when it's imported. So they purposefully make the camera briefly restart every half hour.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm using a spare cell phone as my camera.
I like having like the crisper look, especially like for when I have to host anything solo. But man, it bugs the heck out of me that because I also have to spend a fair bit of money on the equipment to get like the constant power into it. Yeah, I've got the camera on a tripod. It's a very tiny tripod behind the computer. Oh, and guys, we've had the halftime Bovril. And with that halftime Bovril, James Justin gets a shot on goal there that gets blocked, and it's out for a Leicester City corner.
Ooh.
Fast moving forward play there finds Timmy Castagna on the wing in some space. They give him way too much space there. Cross comes in. It was headed up by the Brentford man, but lands right at the feet of James Justin. Not in a way that he could take a first time, but he forces a block out of Brentford's number 11. That's Visa, and it's out for a corner.
You know what I love about Justin? He has a lot of energy. He covers a lot of ground, and he ends up in the box with the ball at his feet a lot. A lot.
Corner kick comes in and it's clear, but absolutely, yeah. I think one of the things that we always miss is like a player with both pace and stamina. Because like we have a lot of players that have one or the other, but not really that can have both.
Right.
And Justin is showing that he has both. Iheanacho now with the ball. He takes a shot and it's blocked. He almost manages to collect the rebound off of there, but he tussles with Norgard, and that's a free kick to Brentford that they'll take quickly.
I think I'm a little behind you. I am a little behind you.
All right, then I'll jump my stream I'll do the same thing. I'll jump all the way back to as live as I can get, and then I'll pause. So I'm pausing at 48. I'll pause at 48:50.
And I'm at 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
There we go. It's one of those things that I find a little weird is that, so like the Canadian broadcaster is always ahead of the US ones, but I'm always about a minute behind the UK. Whenever I co-host with Jono or Ross or somebody who gets it on like the BBC or Sky, I'm like a minute behind.
Right.
I think we were, oh gosh, it was in the league game against Liverpool. Tom was watching it on cable, so he had no way of pausing, and I was about a minute behind the entire watch along. So it was I was literally just there to manage comments, and I was as lost as everybody who couldn't watch the game. James Madison with a shot from distance there. David Raya had that one covered.
Great hold-up play by Iheanacho, and he's on right now.
Absolutely. Everyone is playing well here. We might have 3 hosts here at the moment because we've got the man who's feeling fine along the time. Jono, how you doing?
Very, very good.
What's up, Jono?
What a difference it is from this game to last game, isn't it? What a difference.
Absolutely. There's energy, there's optimism, there's aggressiveness.
I just think we've been... Look, if we played against Rennes, we would have won it easily.
Totally.
It's just been different.
instead of
If
holding
we
on
could
for
settle
Carolina.
in with some consistency, we would be top 6. We would still be in the Europa League.
That was a tough one.
But we got through. We made it.
If we win the tournament, nobody's going to be looking back and going, well, they lost the second leg of the round of 16.
No, but form. And I'm just glad that the boys came out today with passion.
Brentford with a corner. Pontus Jansson wins the header, but puts it well over the net.
And Soyuncu was fighting with him to just put him off.
And he does just enough there as well. Like you can see he gets low. That actually may have even gone off of Soyuncu. Just seeing that replay.
And isn't it funny how Fofana came back after an injury, scored. Castagna comes back after an injury, scores. And that wasn't like a rubbish tap in. It was a proper quality top right corner goal.
It was a worldie.
I was just saying that's going to be both of those goals can be candidate for Leicester goal of the season.
I think Castagna one might be the goal of the month for the Premier League, but it was
and James Maddison does another one. Like every month he has one of those. Every month.
I don't
I like what Felix said when you asked him which goal was better, and he was like, "Madison does that all the time." I was like,
"Yeah."
I was watching. I was like, "Yeah, that's right, Felix."
we can expect worldies from Madison. That's fair. Iheanacho does well to hold up, and he's on the break right now. David Raya doesn't come out. He's one-on-one with Raya at the moment. He chips.
No!
How did he miss?
Oh my God! How did he miss that?
I'm at the corner. I'm on the 50th minute.
Oh, you're so far behind us. We're in the 52nd.
I better refresh.
Oh my days! I want to check if Raya somehow got a hand at that. No, he just missed.
He tries to go near post.
Oh, he should have chipped far.
Aim for the big part of the target.
But it's still very positive there because like the confidence that it took to get the hold up play against Pinnock, to get past him, keep that run going, stay ahead of the Brentford players, that still took a lot. He just couldn't get that final touch.
Oh, yeah,
and that's that little bit that we're still missing from Kelechi, that little more confidence that he still needs. But look at how well he does physically there against Pinnock as they show the replay.
And he gets away from him too.
Oh, it should have been 3-0. Oh, you can even just see there, like as he's tussling with Pinnock, the ball just bounces off his head the littlest bit, and it sets him up perfectly for that run. Oh dear. Joseph asking if Ivan Toney has been exciting. He's been he's challenged at times, but one of the things we were discussing in the first half is that he's starting to look a little frustrated. And he's going in for some rash challenges. He's being a little bit more physical than he should be, and it's looking like he might get booked.
I think it's just been nullified by Soyuncu. I think we've been really good defensively today.
Absolutely. Pontus Jansson nearly gets a good chance in the Leicester City penalty area, but just absolutely fluffs his lines. And on the second chance, he gets deflected out for a corner kick. Did you just see the
corner? Wow.
Corner kick to Brentford. Everybody's got him. We're only man marking right now. There's no zonal going on here.
Perfect.
Corner comes in and it's headed up by Soyuncu to Tielemans. Brentford will win the ball ahead of Dewsbury Hall, and they will play it back in towards the penalty area. Cross comes over. Pontus Jansson at the near post, and big save by Kasper Schmeichel.
Woo. Who was over there on the far post, but I mean, I don't know, it doesn't matter. This Jensen guy is like 6'5".
And also just seeing, just saw a close-up look there on Pontus Jansson. Good on him for continuing there. He has 2 cuts on the side of his head there from the earlier challenge.
Oh.
Great save by Kasper.
Doing what he does.
On the bill ready, Mark. What time is it there? Like 10 a.m.?
No.
It's 11:15 for me, which would mean it's 8:15 for you.
Yeah, it's 8.
You're on the beer already.
Kegs and eggs.
There's a football match on.
I don't know how you missed that.
I was also going to bring up Vaughn Williamson's comment here. Isn't anybody excited about the fact that people are saying we're going to have a £200 million transfer budget for next season?
I can't see that happen. Maybe Top has been saving his cash for like from COVID. Maybe he's saying we'll use a lot of the youth
You
players.
have to pay for the training ground still.
No, Maguire paid for that.
I was going to say Maguire paid for the training ground. We got a song about that.
We don't need you. We got Soyuncu.
That wasn't the one I was talking about. I was talking about the who paid for our training ground, Harry Fridge Maguire.
That's hilarious.
I don't know how he's in the England squad though. I don't know what Southgate is thinking of.
I saw a lovely post that was when I see Harry Maguire in the squad, and it's just Jose Mourinho after a Southampton going, what, why?
That's hilarious.
I can't believe Everton got annihilated 4-0 against Palace. Are they in the final?
Everton? Wait,
no.
What is this FA Cup?
Yeah.
No, there's still. It's only the quarterfinals of FA Cup.
Oh, it's a quarterfinal.
There's a bunch of games today.
The wheels have fallen off at Everton.
Soyuncu with the big.
That's a great save by Kasper Schmeichel. Do you know what? He's had a rubbish first half of the season, but for the second half, he's made a lot of really key saves, like the one against Brentford, for example, off his chest, and that one just there. He's made a lot of key saves. Like this reminds me of like he did against in the FA Cup.
Does he not get booked for that, Soyuncu?
I'm just looking at the. I don't think he's going to get booked for that because that's just a collision of feet. But it's unfortunate on.
It's on Tony.
It's unfortunate for Tony the way that he catches that. But yeah, one thing I will say is that I know that when there were a lot of calls for Brendan sacking, like a lot of people wanted Lampard as a replacement. Imagine like with the form that we were having at the time, we'd be in 17th.
We just need to stop with the trying to get some other manager, and the grass is not always greener, people.
I'm predicting a Jono prediction, a very bright season next season, because this is an off season. We know we haven't been good this season. Last season we've been really good. Season really good. We need to get rid of a few players like Perez and some players that Brendan's all going to use. And next season we can rebuild and we can sort out the free kick, sort out the injuries, get a better medical team.
Well, James Justin just miscatches himself on the ground there, and ball goes to Brentford. As well, just quickly bring up from the comments, Radislava, thank you for tuning in from Bulgaria. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I know we got Felix tuning in from Nigeria. Anthony tunes in from Los Angeles. He gets up early with Michael. Let us know where you're watching from.
KDH, he's trucking down the sideline.
Ooh, and look at how he avoids that tackle as well.
JJ! Oh, he couldn't get around it.
Ooh. Oh, you're a little ahead of me now.
Now, am I?
Yeah. I'm gonna jump ahead again and I know why that happened. It's because I jumped off the 6 minute.
No, watch the play. Don't pause yet. Watch the play, or don't jump ahead.
Oh no, I saw the play, but now I'm just so I'm at 58. I'm gonna pause at 58:45.
Okay.
Oh my god, you guys are 2 minutes ahead of me.
We're not pausing that long, Jono.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jono. We can't do that to the watchers.
44, 45.
Perfect. I forget that the one thing with my broadcaster is if I'm muting and I jump off to another tab to check on something like the Everton score, it stops playing the video.
Whew,
so I fell behind when I checked on the FA Cup.
I think Lampard did really well at Chelsea when they had that transfer ban and they used a lot of youth players and they did get a FA Cup final against Arsenal. But
that's true. I guess maybe he's just not the right fit for Everton because Everton are not a developing club. Everton are a money and hope kind of club. They need a
full.
They're a hodgepodge of characters from all over the world.
I just want to quickly stay here. Squirrel tuning in from Vung Tau in Vietnam, which I feel like is probably going to be our furthest flung fox today.
You cannot go to bed. There's still more goals in this game.
If we win 2-1, then
hang on, Brentford coming forward now at the moment. Sorry. Big cross comes in. It's Mbuemo and another massive save by Kasper Schmeichel.
Wow, they had two guys inside of the 6-yard box. Oh,
who wants Forest to get annihilated today by Liverpool? People think I don't like both teams. I don't like Liverpool and I don't like Forest.
I have less beef against Liverpool than I do against Forest because I obviously but I also have like a really good friend of mine from work who's a big Liverpool fan. I'd rather see Forest.
I want the Liverpool win because then it will give Forest no chance. If they win the FA Cup, we'll never hear the end of it.
Exactly. Especially like if Forest win the FA Cup as the championship team to do so, and they beat Leicester en route.
Yeah,
it wouldn't matter to their fans that they're not in the Prem anymore.
They beat Arsenal, they beat Leicester, they beat Liverpool.
Wow, we were caught out.
Let's not give the Forest fan any ammunition to take off of us though. Like they're gonna get
Joe shoves off his defender. Oh.
Big shielding going on there at the moment, and it's a free kick to Brentford.
What did he say? Look, Ian Nacho's mad about it because that is not a foul.
Have you made any substitutions yet?
Negative.
There's been one substitution for Brentford. Janelt off for Shandon Baptiste. I don't think Leicester have made any yet.
Whew.
I can also now confirm my broadcaster has updated. So Leicester have been playing a 4-2-3-1. Tielemans and Mendy are the defensive midfielders. Matters, Dewsbury, Hall, and Barnes forward with Dewsbury Hall in the middle. JC Moore also tuning in from Bulgaria. You got Nick in Waterford, Ireland. Brentford turns their man, and they're coming forward now. So Yunchu slips.
Ooh.
Too many slips. Tony falls. Is that a free kick? No, and it's just collected by Kasper Schmeichel.
You can tell the frustration is really building for Ivan Toney.
Ball now with James Justin, Tielemans.
I'm on the 60th minute.
Dewsbury Hall slips. Or no, Madison slips.
What minute are you on?
62-20.
I'm on 60-30. I'm not going to catch up, annoyingly.
We have you as our analyst. You're our Chris Kamara on the sidelines.
Do you know that header that Schmeichel saved with that cross?
Yes.
I think that would have been ruled offside.
They showed a replay on that, and he was just offside. But it's one of those things like you never know what you're going to get from VAR, and the linesman didn't call it offside.
Ooh.
Yeah, how is that a given a foul against Iheanacho? It was a 50-50.
Big shot from Brentford. The point after attempt is good. Over the top of the goal.
It's definitely good.
The problem is if we concede, though, I think they've been a bit better the second half. So if we concede, we'll be again.
I can tell you right now, Reedy is screaming at his television.
I knew
Johnny Evans is coming on for a standing ovation for Timmy Castagna. They don't want to re-aggravate his injury at all.
We'll just get him in a little game time. He got his worldie in there, showed us that he's almost ready.
Can't get over how good that goal was.
But
he's like, I'm almost ready.
I think we've learned our lesson. We can't bring back players immediately and throw them in. It's like, giving someone a chest injury, making them play rugby. Try to have a chest operation and say, here you go, play rugby. They need to relax it. And they did the same for Fafana. After the 70th minute, they took off Fafana. And, with Castagna,
what I'm intrigued by, though, is that we're now playing Evans as center back.
And move Amartey
to left back position.
Yeah. To his natural, what we brought him here, and he played for a long time.
I think Liverpool will beat them. I think the atmosphere, though, will be pretty good because Forest fans will be going mad because they're doing well in the FA Cup, and Liverpool fans are always mad. So I think that'll be good.
Is Loughborough closer to Leicester or Nottingham?
Okay, it's Loughborough.
Sorry?
It's Loughborough.
It's way closer to Leicester. It's pretty much Leicester.
Loughborough, like, say you got Leicestershire, you got Nottinghamshire, Leicester's here, Loughborough's here.
Yeah.
It's just like 15 minutes, like 20 minutes north.
Because I live in a village pretty much 5 minutes away from Loughborough, and my postcode is LE for Leicester, but we've got Nottinghamshire Council.
Got it. And also, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Loughborough.
Not Loughborough,
Loughborough.
That also, on the reverse, to let you guys know, do not pronounce the second T in Toronto. That's the local thing for us here.
But it's not Toronto.
It's not Toronto. Toronto.
Toronto.
That's like the only way you can tell somebody from Toronto, apart from just any other like standard North American accent. No second T in Toronto.
Yes, Evans. He's back.
All right. Well, now it's my chance to try out another English town because we got somebody from East Midlands Railway heading towards Market Harborough.
Yes, bang on.
And that's like a little south, right? A little south of Leicester.
Market Harbour is in Nottinghamshire.
Oh,
I think it is.
Oh, it's in Leicestershire.
Ian Ashton comes forward,
Oh,
beats his man. Cross comes over. He finds Harvey Barnes, who just hits the ball a little too hard. He can't control it. I have to take my lumps here. When I first became a supporter of the team back in the day, I thought it was pronounced Leicester. Learned my lesson there. The one thing is just it's so hard to overcome my accent. I do still pronounce the R at the end of it. I still say Leicester.
Leicester for sure.
I'll say Leicester.
Yeah, I'm not from the Midlands, so I say Leicester. But like when I listen to Matt Piper, it's just hilarious because his accent is so thick.
Our chant is Leicester, Leicester, Leicester.
Right. Cité.
Oh yeah, Cité is another one where it's just like it's one of those things like especially when I'm speaking quickly, I just can't tweak the accent at that point. And also again, as I always say, if we're ever just bantering about it that's not football related, the ball's just moving back and forth in the midfield.
Yeah.
It's all the way back. Casper picks it.
Are we moved back to a back three then if we've got Evans in?
That'd be and maybe we're then moving, maybe doing like a 3-4-2-1.
Because if we bought off Castagno, then I reckon Justin may have gone up to right winger.
No, I just think Amarty slides out to the spot that Castagno was in and Johnny Evans plays. We're still at a 4.
It's hard for me to see our shape because we're playing pretty fluidly.
Right.
Like I'm seeing teams next to Dewsbury Hall, but my lineup graphic is showing you should be playing next to Mendy most of the time.
Yeah, you might be right. We might be playing a 3 with Justin, Soyuncu, and Evans.
I would like to see.
We're getting our pronunciation guides coming in.
There you go. Let's
I would like to see Perez come on because I want to rest Barnes. I would bring on Perez for Barnes just for not even for position's sake, just for rest sake.
And honestly, like I feel like Perez gets way more hate than is deserved. There's a class player in there, and he just gets he couldn't buy game time from Brendan Rodgers right now
because
he doesn't do what Brendan wants.
He doesn't do. You know, he's got a hat trick against Southampton. So basically, what we're saying is we paid 10 million for each goal. That's what he's basically done at the club since he's come.
And that was absolutely wonderful. Let's not forget.
Yeah, like that was a dream. I didn't actually watch the game. I was at the pub.
Oh,
and my dad said, "Have you seen like just started kickoff?" He said, "You seen the score? We're 4-0 point. What's happened?" But
Soyuncu brought down by Mbeumo, and it looks like he's hurt his shoulder.
Ooh, he went down pretty awkwardly. That's Ivan Toney.
This is really good.
He's not holding his shoulder anymore, though. Let's have backups. Hopefully, it's nothing that'll be long term. Yeah, I just said, "Ooh, that's what happened." He hits the ground, and then Toney loses his balance and just kind of back heels him in the armpit.
Who's that?
Who's what?
Who's that?
Soyuncu.
Yeah, sorry.
Lord Farquaad will go over it.
I'm seeing Chris Townsend is asking Michael what you and myself each into Leicester City. I know we've told the story a couple times, but if you want to go first on that one, I can then.
I'm going to make a video and put it on my YouTube. I've told this story so many times. There's like a PremierLeague.com article where I tell this story. And just like, I mean, I started watching football during the World Cup of 2014, but I really got into that tournament because the USA did really well. And after the tournament was over, I still wanted to watch the best players in the world. I realized they were in the Premier League, and the Premier League plays on our regular cable every weekend. So I started watching it during Leicester's time as the Great Escape and just wanted to root for them to, stay up.
Quick free kick comes in from Brentford and nothing comes of it, just for the record.
I was watching an interview by Gary Lineker, and he said the most impressive Premier League win was Leicester's, because we didn't do it without money. You know, there's loads of money in every squad, but we had 40 million for our squad, and we did it with no money. And it was a fairy tale. It will never happen again, because the Premier League will never happen again, because they want the big teams for the big money. They want Manchester United and Man City to go for it.
And then just like, I'll keep my story like pretty quick and sweet. So like, I got into football at the 2006 World Cup, and I got into the Premier League the 07-08 season. And like in Canada at the time, it was a cable company that had the broadcasting rights. You could only watch Big Six teams. Kelechi Iheanacho tackles his man, and now is coming forward into the penalty area. Dances past one, dances past two, dances past three. Harvey Barnes goes down in the area. No penalty is given, and Brentford recovered the ball. But what a dribble there by Iheanacho. So I'll admit openly, I followed Manchester United for a little while, because they were like the only team you could watch in 2007. But Leicester City coming forward again.
No,
it was Iheanacho and Justin both over the ball, and the shot is saved by David Raya. We used to get imported magazines in Canada that I would buy from the bookstore. It was like World Soccer 442 Match, things like that. You'd pay like Canadian dollar equivalent of like £6 a magazine. So I'd buy like one a month. And there was a cover photo for an article, I think in 442, about Leicester's relegation to League One. And I just saw all these fans that were fuming with their flags and their Tops Tiles shirts. And I had a whole basket of teams that, like, I still followed Manchester United because that was the team I could watch the games for. But I had a whole basket of teams that I liked. Like Birmingham City was in there, Reading was in there. And that put Leicester City in that mix as well. And just as they came up through the leagues, they came back into the Premier League, sort of around the Great Escape era as well. I just started to grow more of an affinity to them. And they kind of became my team at that point.
Yeah, that's.
Are we reviewing the? Is there a review in the Barnes tackle, or is it just
no?
Play would not have gone on this long if there was any review for that. I'm gonna put into the chat as well if you want to read in more depth as to Michael's rise as a Leicester City supporter. The Premier League has been doing a lot of interviews of fans in the United States, and Michael is the Leicester City representative in that article series. So we're just going to pop our link right in there so you can read all about Michael's Leicester City history there.
I saw that page that Michael did his interview on. There's 3 or 4 Leicester fans on there doing their story. And most of them are Leicester fans.
Say again, Jono?
So I was looking at those articles about American fans of the Premier League, and a lot of them are Leicester City fans more than any other. I didn't really see any Manchester City fans because they're just all fake.
Big header there from I think that was Ivan Toney through a driven cross into the penalty area, but it also goes over the net. 73 minutes played, 73 and a half, and it's still 2-0 Leicester. And also, just to quickly answer Liam's question here, because I know especially as like a bit of a turncoat, absolutely. Even if Leicester get relegated, I won't be able to watch the games anymore. They will still be my team. I'll watch the games of other teams, but Leicester is my team here on out.
You'll be able to watch Leicester.
See, we have ESPN Plus, so they show all the championship games too.
So no. See, like DAZN, the Canadian one, they have the championship, but they only show like 3 games.
Oh, really?
And it's normally like Bournemouth versus Fulham kind of thing.
Is it just me, or as Schmeichel's distribution this game has been so much better? Like that, he did a pass there to Mamati, he lost it, but his
I'd say his distribution is better, but that doesn't mean that it's good.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's good.
It's gone from appalling to okay.
Yes.
Felix saying that he used to be an Arsenal fan for 15 years before joined Leicester, irrespective of the outcome, have been pleased. I know you were mentioning there's a lot of fans in Nigeria because we've got Nacho and Ndidi at the moment. Were there any like Nigerian players for Arsenal that sort of like were like what drew you in? Because in all fairness, I know around like
the day too.
There used to be a Canadian who played for Leicester City for a while. Ian Hume, born in Scotland but played for Canada.
Oh, big tackle by Dewsbury Hall. He wins the ball but gets a whistle.
Also, a quick question being asked. We can each answer this one, I suppose. Who are your favorite players on Leicester City? For me, I would say like Mark Albrighton is my
that
overwhelming
all
favorite.
time? Is that all time, or is that just in the current squad? Should we do a current squad?
Let's do current squad, and then we can do all time later.
Yeah, okay. Go on. What's yours, Mike?
Current squad, it's Mark Albrighton for me. I got two of his shirts behind, and then I also really like Johnny Evans as well.
Okay.
My favorite player is James Maddison. Like when we announced that we're going to sign him, I went on YouTube and watched his highlight video from Norwich, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's going to be this guy's going to be the man when he gets here. His shoulder dips, he's turning on the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's slick with the movement. I knew he was going to be magic when he got here."
Mine would have to be Jamie Vardy. Absolute, like his story,
you can't dislike Jamie Vardy as a Leicester
his
fan.
story, his play,
club legend.
He's just been absolutely phenomenal. But I'm going to say, apart from Vardy, I'm going to say Dewsbury Hall. He looks like a future Leicester star. He looks absolute quality.
Absolutely. I mean, the media always likes to give a lot of attention to Emile Smith-Rowe, that sort of like Arsenal lad through and through, brought up through the youth ranks, playing well for them. Dewsbury Hall is that for us. And honestly, I feel like he really flies under the media radar because we're not a big six team, but he's absolutely a legend in the making.
Chris agrees with me. Dewsbury Hall, for me, is going to be a future captain. I'm sorry, his work rate, his ethic, his ability is all captain worthy.
Jay's good.
Fair.
He's good on both feet.
That's a good shout. Okazaki was like, if we could put passion in a sentence, Okazaki's in it.
Okazaki would be right up there for that. I think honestly, my all-time might also still be Albrighton, but part of it might be recency bias for me, but also just he's one of those players who's put in like such a mental effort to this team since he signed. I love his story, the fact that like his football career was kind of up in the air after he was let go by Aston Villa, and he's kind of become pretty much as close as you can get to being one of our own.
This is quite controversial from Ernest because they're saying Daka is one of their very favourite players. People are saying he's been a flop. What do you think?
Well, I think one of the big things for Daka as well is I know there's a lot of Zambian fans that have recently joined the Leicester City ranks because of Patson Daka. So it wouldn't surprise me to see that there are fans for whom Daka is one of their favorite players. You know, like if we signed a Canadian, he would probably become one of my favorites. Like if we signed, say, a Jonathan David. I don't think we're going to get Alphonso Davies, but we could get Jonathan David possibly from Lille. He'd immediately go into my favorite players ranks.
I would love for Leicester to sign an American. That would be amazing. Do you know how many Americans would all of a sudden become Leicester fans?
Listen, we could sign Christian Pulisic from Chelsea when his contract expires. He's the LeBron James of soccer.
Oh my goodness, we could get Christian Pulisic.
Big throw-in comes in from Brentford, and ball is clear. Second substitution has been made for Leicester City, by the way. Kieran Dewsbury Hall has come off for Boubakary Soumare,
who hasn't had a game in a long time.
You can tell, like, rest Dewsbury Hall, you don't want to risk him getting red carded. He's been, there's a few players which are vital for Leicester at the moment. Dewsbury Hall is one of them. He ever since he started playing before Christmas, he's been our key player.
I also very much agree with what Liam Batchelor is saying here, that Daka's time will come. Have faith with him. Vardy took his time to settle in. It's one of those things where, like, Daka could easily go one of two ways. If he is well backed and he settles in well and feels like he belongs here, he could become a Jamie Vardy type character. If he doesn't and fans turn on him, he could become Adi Akinbaye.
It could be Perez.
Could be Perez.
I think Daka showed enough quality for me that he will settle in. Well, Brendan even said he wasn't even going to play much anyway this season. He was going to be a future that he can build. He can be a player he builds on, not. You know,
Brentford have the ball with some space at the moment. Big cross comes over. Bicycle kick attempt by
go get it.
That was by Ivan Toney there, and that is well.
Samari, come on, man! You got to show us something today, bro. I like Samari, but he needs to show us something. He hasn't got a game in a while because I don't know, but
it was Brian Mbuemo completely whiffs his overhead kick.
Yikes.
And a standing ovation for Dewsbury Hall. That's how much the fans respect him. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a
And
performance from him.
He's been unreal. Is it funny how my mum knows his mum? It's quite funny.
Also, a little bit of love being given to an American that played for Leicester City. 96 to 99, Casey Keller, goalkeeper.
Casey Keller played goalkeeper for the Seattle Sounders, and he is the commentator on our games every week. So, yeah, there's a connection.
Another thing I love about like yours and my watch-alongs as well, because I feel like in the MLS, your team and my team have kind of become rivals after those 3 straight MLS Cup finals.
For sure, you guys were our rivals in the East.
Like I know you hate Portland Timbers more than us, and I know we hate Montreal more than you, but there's still a little something between Toronto and Seattle.
Do you two watch the MLS outside the Premier League in your own time?
Yeah, not as much as I watch the Premier League, but absolutely.
Yeah, not nearly as much as I watch the Premier League, but I go to like 2 or 3 Sounders games a year. I already went to a Sounders game this season, to the CONCACAF Champions League that we're in, and we're in the semifinal.
Yeah, like there's one basically like consortium company that owns basically every sports team in Toronto except our baseball team. And Toronto FC is the team that they own that has far and away the cheapest ticket prices. Like you can sit behind the goal for about £11 in Canadian dollars.
Yes,
I don't know if this is a troll.
Sounders games.
Ahmed Musa.
I don't know if this is a troll or not.
Musa for sure, man. Nigeria.
I thought you know about how like a flop signing or something.
Oh, he was so good for his country, though. So
well,
good.
Like Mendy's a bit underrated in the Premier League, but when he played in the AFCON final,
James Maddison gets knocked over there, and that's a free kick off of Ethan Pinnock.
And that's why when someone said that Mendy's not world class, I'm like, well, he plays for his international team. I mean, that's
it's also one of those things where like a player needs to settle into the system of a team. Like you can look at like a Damari Gray. He didn't really settle into the Leicester City system, and it would have been easy for us to say like, oh, he's garbage.
That's Premier League.
He gets his move to Leverkusen. He moves back to the Premier League and absolutely rips it up with Everton for a little while. Like I don't know how he's been doing lately because Everton have been poor, but
yeah, he's
shown his class, and Leicester wasn't the right team for him. I think another one of the big things that's helpful for like buying tickets to MLS matches is that you're allowed to like transfer and sell tickets to MLS games.
Yeah,
big header from Nacho there, but it completely misses the goal. So like if you're looking for tickets like the day before the game, you can pick up like near the midfield line up close for like £15 for a Toronto FC game. Yeah, and I know that like you can't legally transfer a ticket for like a Premier League game.
You know, Sounders tickets are expensive. They're like, $80 for that sideline, that first row sideline seat.
Oh yeah, first row sideline. Yeah, it's like Canada's also baseline cheaper than the US or Britain. The rule of thumb is basically however many pounds or US dollars you pay for something, you pay the same number of Canadian dollars.
Right.
Makes it a pain to go traveling because it's like lunch costs $10, $15 Canadian, and then I'm paying $25, $30 whenever I go abroad.
Right. Yeah, I didn't have my exchange rate in my head the right way when I went to England. And when I left, both times when I came home, I just had way less money than I thought. I was just like, oh my God.
We have a joke in our family. My parents went to the United Kingdom after they got married, and one of the things the travel agent specifically told them was, picture that you're spending Canadian dollars. Do not think about the fact that you're using pounds because you will have a stroke in the UK.
Oh, that player was on side. That player was on side.
Come to when you guys have enough time in England, you need to watch an League One or League Two game, because like in the Premier League, like the atmosphere is brilliant. But when you watch, like, I don't know if anyone else will agree with me, but when you watch like a grassroots team, like I was at Lincoln for a university, and I watched to see a few games there, and the atmosphere is so much more homely than
Brentford's coming forward.
Shot from Brentford in the clean sheet as well.
Wow.
That came out of nowhere, and Kasper Schmeichel looks like he might be hurt.
Why did Kasper
2-1?
Wow.
It's a 2-1 Wissa with the goal. And suddenly, Nostradamus Jono is coming out again, and it looks like your score prediction was right.
Well, let's not jinx it. We can't.
The shot takes a deflection.
Wow. No, it doesn't.
It looks like it comes off of Matthew Mendy's knee. You can see a little bit of a curve change there. It takes a deflection there. Not enough for that to be an own goal, but it's enough to get it out of the reach of Kasper Schmeichel.
Who does it deflect off of? I'm really trying to see it.
I think it's either Papi Mendy or Chalar Soyuncu. It's very, very subtle, but you can see the spin on the ball changes as it passes one of the players.
I mean, come on, guys.
This has Spurs all over it now.
Stop, Jono.
You stop it. You stop it.
Cut him out. Cut him out. He's 2 minutes behind anyway.
Yeah, bye, Jono. 86th minute, Patson Daka comes on for the final change for Leicester City. So we're still playing attacking, it looks like.
That's good.
Positive
if we got Vestergaard, it would have been another Ren, but
Brentford coming forward again now.
Bring in Vestergaard. He can't bring in Vestergaard because
it's Fosu Henry on the wing. Shot comes in. It's deflected, saved by Schmeichel at the near post.
Oh my goodness. What is going on? Kasper's hurting. Kasper's hurting.
Kasper slips. He slips. 4 slips today. 4.
Oh.
No, it's not 2-0.
What is he? No. Good save. Kasper saved it, but still.
I don't think he's hurt. I think he tripped again.
No, he was hurt from.
Why do we always do this? Why do we always make it difficult for ourselves in the last minute?
Comes in cleared at the near post.
At least someone was on the near post. Bakary Samari.
Falls to Mbeumo.
That was a great goal by
Wissa.
Yeah.
Pass comes over. It's near the penalty area. He cuts inside, takes a low shot, blocked by Soyuncu. Ball's up in the air, goes off of Barnes, only as far as the Brentford man in space, shoots from a distance, saved by Kasper Schmeichel.
And he holds on to it. Wow.
I swear, every game now is twitchy bum whole time.
Right? Holding on for dear life.
I hasn't stopped twitching all season.
It's the Leicester City way.
It is. It's the roller coaster that
the win wouldn't feel good if it was comfortable.
It would do because I wouldn't be twitching my ass if.
I need to see another.
Leicester City coming forward right now.
I need another
throw into Brentford in their defensive third.
I really wish
quickly and thrown right to David Raya. 2 minutes left in regulation time.
I hate this team sometimes. I really do.
I love it. We love it.
I don't. If we drew, then you wanted this.
I would not be happy with the draw at all.
No, it's one of those things like maybe I would have taken a draw before the match started, but I would not take a draw now.
I find that funny when people before the match go, right, draw's brilliant. I love a draw. Anything less than a draw will be bad, but a draw's fine. When a draw happens, you go, we should have won that game.
Yeah. It's one of those things like your expectations can change during a match based on the performance. And again, there's 1 minute and 15 seconds left in this match. We can and should hold on to this. I say as I knock on my wooden desk.
Madison out here on the wing.
Coming forward now. Lays it off for Daka. Oh, no, and it looks like that ball hit Daka in an uncomfortable place. Someone's getting booked. What's going on here?
Oh, he tried to play the advantage on that pass into Daka. Oh, Tielemans.
Oh, it's Norgard gets booked for a late slide challenge there.
Why did he slide there? That was weird.
Clumsy by Norgard.
Tielemans.
Sorry?
How many minutes added on is there?
They haven't announced yet. 89-30 at the moment.
So Madison has a free kick on the near side here. About what? 20 yards.
Can't go for a shot, but he plays across and no!
Harvey!
Oh, if he ties that right, this game. If he times that right, this game has been bad.
Why?
I don't like this. Ugh.
Harvey.
Oh, Harvey.
What is that? That's tired.
Harvey. Okay, we're into injury time now. My broadcast is still. 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes? Are you joking? Where did they find 6 minutes against Ren? Why? Where?
Yeah, when I saw the 6 minutes, I was like, what?
Do you get like a number between 1 and 6 on like a randomizer on your phone? You press it and it gives you a number.
You roll a die from a box of Monopoly, and then whatever
you just
lands
go.
on.
How much at a time is there? Oh, 6. Let's add 6. Oh, it's snake eyes. Let's roll again.
Ooh. Guys are tired. This game has been played with high energy. It hasn't been like slow. It's been very back and forth, or
throw into Leicester City that we are taking our time with.
The thing is, if we draw this, Castagna's goal will be like made null and void, which will be disappointing.
Get him out of here, man.
That's strike 2, Jono.
Last strike.
The problem is Jono has stream controls. He can just put himself back in whenever he wants. Yeah, see? It's like Britain's Got Talent. We're both hitting our X's.
Yeah, man.
America's Got Talent though.
That comment is null.
They just announced there's a Canada's Got Talent that's coming.
It's so funny because when he came on the stream, he came with so much positivity. Now he's just like, if we draw, I'm just like, Jono, stop.
I'm seeing people saying that Southampton have equalized against Manchester City.
It's Laporte goal.
Normally, I would jump off and like give around the horn updates. I am not leaving this game.
We can't. It's super.
I'll give updates. So in the FA Cup, Palace smashed Everton 4-0. Middlesbrough versus Chelsea. That was Middlesbrough Chelsea to the poorest team in the world.
Big tackle on the outside of the penalty area by Johnny Evans to clear the ball upfield.
Oh, hey. Patson Daka just takes out one of the defenders.
The number of Brentford players that have gone boots overhead at this point is, I couldn't tell you.
For the ball, he just takes the dude out.
Who's playing in the Premier League at the moment? We're the only team playing. But the Tottenham-West Ham game will be a very good one. That'll be a very close one.
Oh, yeah. North versus East London.
Look at another player down.
Take your time. Stay on the ground.
Our guys are out here playing very physically in the last minutes of these games.
Wait, Jason's saying very good team performance.
He just shoves him over.
And Matthias Jensen takes a knee to the head there from his own teammate.
Is it full time?
Not yet. 93. 93.
Liam, Jason, you can't put this because then I think it's full time.
Throw-in comes in, bounces off of Ivan Toney, cleared by the defense.
Kari Samari.
Jensen hoofs the ball back in from the halfway line. It's bouncing around. Big clearance by James Madison there.
Who's played
all the way back to the halfway line. We're forcing Brentford back. Patson Daka high pressing right now. David Raya with the ball near the center circle. He hoofs it up. It's long ball time here for Brentford. Ball is out for a throw-in.
Soyuncu runs way out to try to challenge for that header. And he wins
Pinnock
it.
with the throw-in. We're 20 seconds away.
Apparently it's the 95th minute on Google.
Big shot comes, and that's out. Big through ball comes. It's out of play for a throw-in, and we will take our time with that.
We need these
4 minutes have been played. Kolo Toure is yelling. I don't know who CD is on our coaching staff, but he's yelling. And Brendan Rodgers is yelling.
Chris, I don't know what his last name is. Daniels? I don't
know. Blow the whistle.
Full time.
Yeah! Let's go, Leicester. Come on.
Finally, yes, full time.
Hold on, let's sing it.
It's fine. Attack! Champions of England, made us sing that.
Yeah!
Big win.
We are now 10th, and we're now again in the top half of the table with 2 games in hand.
Top half team, 2 games in hand.
Above Southampton, Palace, Brighton, Newcastle, with 2 games in hand. We're 3 games in hand still above Brentford. That's a massive win.
Casper's limping.
Oh,
Thomas Frank and Dana Marty are hugging and talking very close, like they're friends.
Danish friends.
Yeah, like they're Danish friends. How does Dana Marty know?
Well, it's one of those things, like, people talk about how many Portuguese players there are on Wolves. There's a lot of Danish players on Brentford.
Yeah.
Eriksson, Norgard, Jensen.
do you find
Thomas Frank is Danish. I don't remember. Rorslev is Danish. Is Jensen? Pontus Jensen is Swedish, if I recall.
Yes, he is.
Johnny Evans got some run in today. That's good.
He made a big challenge in the penalty area at the end of the match.
Put it this way, I'm safe up high. My stream's still going.
You get to enjoy the set. You get to enjoy the full-time whistle twice.
But what did I say? What was my prediction? 2-1.
Predicted to. So, Jono, can you do us a favor and give us a prediction that we're going to win the Conference League?
I'm not saying that yet.
He has to see who comes back from injury.
I think Casper's injury isn't a.
He's like
I think he just landed funny. Do you know when he made a save to the left, to the right? I think he just had a knock.
Yeah, it could be an impact thing. Hopefully, he should be just day to day. We'll be back next week.
Danny Ward is out.
Like as I said, with these defenders coming back, like Castagna, Fofana, Evans, we've not fixed our defensive issues. But how much stronger do we look now with these defenders coming back?
We look a lot stronger, and Soyuncu won a lot of headers today. He's playing like more aggressively, like he did, when we first got him. What's up, Reedy?
Yo.
What do you think, man?
How
are you guys feeling? How much beer did you spill when Madison hit that ball?
Do you know what? We were dominating most of the game, and I knew we needed that third goal. It never came, and you knew that we were going to score. So I'm just glad we held on. But yeah, two screamers from us, and obviously just an unfortunate giveaway from their goal. So
a lot of questions coming in asking for your thoughts on the return of the new leader from the back, Johnny Evans. We know your thoughts on him, but he put in a couple good tackles.
Yes, but I still feel a lot more nervous when he's in.
Oh, really? Get out of there.
I think. I'm sorry, but for me, I'm not a big fan of how he plays. I don't know. Yes, it was Dana Marty who gave the ball away for their goal, but I think it was Evans' man as well that lost that actually scored because he wasn't on him. So
that was such a good win. But even so, like defensively, got to agree. Really, defensively, this game is even against Rennes with Fofana back. Do you think we've improved a lot defensively since? Oh, he's gone. I think I'll go to you two then. Do you think we've defensively looked better than we have done for the last part? Well, since the beginning of the season.
I'm going to say the same thing that I said against when it came to Casper's distribution. We're better. That doesn't mean it's good yet.
Exactly.
To go from abysmal, appalling, and relegation form to suitable to a mid-table Premier League team that could challenge for Europe is a big improvement, but we want it to be challenging for Champions League at the start of this season.
Right. And
everyone said fourth they wanted this season. Obviously, that ain't going to happen. So I think we just got to be happy that we're getting these key defenders back, and hopefully the rest of the season they'll be fit enough to be these key games.
Now, Jono, I know you mentioned in our private chat that we might do some match ratings. However, I don't think that's going to happen because our next 20 minutes have been called for.
Yeah,
we've got Ross.
No.
Yes, lads.
I'm going to go watch a film. When I come back, I'll still be talking.
But a good result today and some good performances, Ross. How do you make of it?
I'm gonna do your voice for a second. It's not. I'm gonna do impression. It's a great win for the Leicester boys.
He's gone now.
Was that supposed to be me, or who was that supposed to be?
A mixture of you and Michael.
Better put
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. That's probably about as well as Michael or I could do a British accent, but there's a reason that we don't do British accents.
You can't do it.
Yeah, because it starts to sound Australian.
Stripes. Yeah, stripes. Yeah, but on a serious note, though, great win for the boys.
Obviously, Brentford, did well. Great saves from Schmeichel. I thought they were very important. I thought Nacho should have scored that, when he was 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he should have scored that. We put a 2-1 bet on. A 2-0 bet on, and we were 5 minutes away from 30 quid. And then Egwin scored.
You didn't cash out early?
Ross, why don't you watch my score? I said 2-1.
Well, I did say 2-1, but then I thought, I think we could keep a clean sheet, And I thought, I thought to myself, when Smart come in, them 2 great saves, I thought, right, it's going to happen. And the next minute, to me, all 3 goals were class goals, let's be honest. I mean, obviously our 2s were best. Castagna. Now, I've made 2, every time a player comes back from injury, they suddenly get a goal. Vardy, the other week against Burnley. Little Wes against Rennes. I've made 2 videos
Johnny
of them.
Evans' hat trick coming against PSV midweek?
Repeat that again, sorry?
Johnny Evans' hat trick coming against PSV next week?
Oh. That should be fun. Is it next week, the game against PSV?
No, it's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
sorry,
going to say.
Right, there's an international break coming, isn't there?
Yeah, international break.
Is, not for 12 days.
Oh, 12 days. Gives 12 days for everyone that to
13. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Give 2 weeks international chilling out with players, I guess.
So then, also in that case, I'm also much more optimistic about if that's an impact thing for Kasper Schmeichel, he'll absolutely be back for the next game.
Yeah, it should be fine. So
next match is April 2nd.
So I've made a video for Vardy, saying Vardy's back. I've made one for Vardy, scored. Have I got to do one now for Castagna now? You'll have
to.
I'll have to. I mean, I bet all my TikTok viewers will get sick of that song.
Nick
make one for Castagna. He scored.
Ross, what did you think of Mindy's game today?
I thought he played very well. I don't think anyone had a bad game, unless you called Reedy and said Johnny Evans did, even if he came on. But I mean, unless someone could tell me wrong, I don't think anyone had a bad game.
No one had a bad game.
And I think Madison played well. I mean, what a goal for Madison, though.
That's what Madison does.
Both of them.
I'm considering, I listened to commentary. I had that Rob Hawthorne and some other geezer. And basically, the guy said, considering he's not meant to be back for another month, Castagna, to get 63 minutes out of him, I think is amazing.
And
to be fair.
And he's got 13 days off now. He's got another 13 days.
Exactly. Now he's got another 13 days to get a sports massage. Get some of them sports massages.
He's definitely going to Belgium. He's not going to. He doesn't have 13 days off.
True. That's a good point. But yeah, that's all it is. I'm shooting off in a sec. I'm going to take my son back home. But good win for the boys. Oh, and I forgot who we're playing next.
Manchester United.
We play Manchester United on April 2nd.
Oh, the day of WrestleMania. That's the only reason I know about it.
No, you don't.
I'm actually not going to be commentating for that match either, because I'm going to be meeting up with United fans at work and be going to a bar to watch that one. But hopefully I'll tune in for
I might be free. Me and John might be free. I think we will be, and so will Michael.
I'll be here.
Mike, why don't you make a short trip over to Canada and go and meet up with Elijah?
I got to get the time off work. You know what? That is definitely something that I would love to do, and would
join stream you two together.
But guys, the thing we need to remember here though is that North America is very big, and we're east-west opposite sides. It's not just like a short trip north-south. I'm about as far away from Michael as I am from Madrid.
Right, all right. Well, why don't you have a mothers meeting and have a look how much it is and all that stuff? And that'd be a good idea. That, to be fair.
No, I
do get I get 2 different vacations each year. Yeah. I can look at booking my second vacation to do a stream with Michael.
Back to the game, guys. Okay.
Back to the game.
Well, I'm sure
I'm gonna add Lewis in as well.
Well, I'm going to shoot off anyway before you speak. Nice seeing you, Lewis. Hello and goodbye, Lewis.
You too, pal.
See you in a bit, lads, anyway.
All right. Cheers, Ross.
Ross.
Lewis, let's get your sort of opening thoughts on the game, and then something that we were going to look at doing, just a quick run through. I think we'll put a picture up and we'll each do our numbers. We're going to do some player ratings, which is something that we don't often do after our watch-alongs, but we'll start some off the top. What are your thoughts on the match? A great first half, in my opinion. Unfortunate to concede, but a good result.
Squeaky bum time. Always is against Brentford. It was the same earlier in the season. It was one of those where we finished it off. We got the job done in the end, but difficult. We made hard work of it for ourselves, I think. they do pile pressure on a lot against other teams, and it has shown. For example, at the start of the season when they beat Arsenal 2-0, they're not just a side that's come up from the Championship and been taken for granted. They're going against these teams and beating them. So to play them twice this season, walk away with 6 points for both, can't complain.
Exactly. All right, so I guess now what we're going to do is I'm going to pull our lineup back up from that match as well as our substitutes. We'll keep this quick just because we don't want to run too long on the stream, but we're just going to run right through the lineup, and we're each just going to say a number 1 to 10, how we would rate each of the players as they were on the field. So we're going to kick off with the captain for the day, Kasper Schmeichel. I'll start off by saying I would give him an 8. He did well. He made some key saves. His distribution could have been better.
Yeah, that's about right at 8. The distribution thing, just whatever, Kasper. But the saves, what he does, shot stopping, let's go.
I'm going to give him an 8. 8 for me.
I'm going to be different and say 7. I think his distribution at the start of the game was awful, but it's been like that all season. He's come into the end of the game and, done well towards the end.
Fair enough. We're going to work our way through defense next, starting with James Justin. I'm going to give Justin an 8.5. I think, again, did very well. Was trucking up and down the pitch, showed great stamina, slipped once or twice, but you could probably also blame that on the pitch. So not perfect, but very, very good.
Yeah, he's an 8 for me. He always finds himself with, like I said during the game, with the ball at his feet in the box, and then he's always back on defense. He's got the gas in the 85th minute. I just love him.
8. 8 for me, like very consistent. Made a lot of good runs, a lot of tackles. So yeah, 8 for me.
I'm going to be boring and say 8 as well. He did everything that was needed. I think pushing forward, getting up there, and also tracking back and marking his men pretty well. I think he's done a job today.
Work our way through the center backs next. We got Big Dan. I think this might be this one's difficult for me because I feel like he left his mark on the game, but not as much as every other player. So I'd almost want to give him a 7, but I don't think that that's an offense towards him, but more so that everyone else was just so good. I don't want to just give everyone an 8. Yeah. I'll give him a 7.5. I'll give him a 7.5. He's really good.
No,
but just a little bit more missing than the other players.
Yeah, I thought Dadamarty was really good. He made some good passes out to the sideline and some good defensive tackles, getting his feet in. Maybe on the goal, he should have came out a little more. I don't know. I'm just watching a replay of it, but yeah, let's give him an 8 too.
I'm gonna give him a 7 only because the fault of the goal, and there's a few times where he may have brought a few people on side where he should have stood a bit more forward. But he had a good game, but I'm gonna give him a 7 today.
I personally go with an 8 just because he's been in and out of the team all throughout the season until injuries have come and he's just stepped into the central role. He's more of a fullback as such, but he has got the build to play centre-back and the physique to play centre-back. And I don't think he's done that much wrong today, but it's one of them, if you ask Vardy to play on the wing and he'd still do a job, you'd still rate him highly because he's not in the exact right position. But for me, yeah, solid 8 for Martin.
That's a good point.
You know what? I'm gonna post facto change mine to an 8 as well. Fair enough.
I'm sticking with a 7. I'm sorry. I'm sticking with a 7.
Next up, the Turkish delight, Çağlar Söyüncü. I'm going to give him an 8.5. I would have given him a 9 if it weren't for the goal because I think he could have had a go at blocking it. I'm not sure if it might have been his knee that it bounced off of. But apart from that, he was incredible this game, making key tackles, running out of position when he needed to. I think he did really, really, really well this game.
I'm giving
just apart from that one goal.
Yeah, Stuart Widow's 9. I agree. Like, he was strong today. He won many headers in the box, putting his man off, shoving guys on the ground. He's making it scrappy in the box. I think he's back to his old self. Did he wear a ponytail today like that?
No, I think he let the Farquad flow go.
He let the flow go? Well, yeah, he was feeling it today. 9 for me for Söyüncü.
I'm giving him an 8, solid 8, solid performance, as Michael said. I think I can't give any. In fact, no, that's a lie. I can give someone a 9, but 8. But solid performance from Cags. Good in defending. One of the best performances I've seen him do. So definitely 8 for me.
See, I'd personally go for a 9 with Sinatra. I feel like if you look at Ivan Toney, forget about this season and what Mitrovic has done in the Championship. Before the season started, Ivan Toney scored the most Championship goals in a season. So he's got his hands full today, especially with the Marty next to him. And I feel like...
Yeah, I was going to say, before we jump to our goal scorer, let's do a quick break from the match ratings to get Jamie's views.
How are you, lads? You all right? How's it going?
Hey, Jamie.
Right.
As normal, walking the dog again, straight after the game, as normal. I think we were a bit. I think Brentford deserves some regard to that, to be honest. But 3 points is 3 points.
Stop.
If it weren't for Schmeichel, I mean, we that second half. We were lucky in that second half. Fantastic first half. 2 absolutely stunning goals, absolutely banging goals. Congratulations on James Maddison getting the 800th Premier League goal for Leicester. But yeah, 3 points is 3 points. That's all I can say. But I do believe Brentford deserved that because we sat back too much in that second half. I honestly believe we sat back and let them come at us a bit too much. But we managed to get 3 points. That's all that matters, though, lads. Simple as.
Yeah,
I think some of the defensive woes in the second half were overshadowed by just how good that first half was, because we haven't really come out of the gates in a lot of games this season.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent substitution. Take Castagna off to bring Evans on. Amati was a bit unlucky with the mistake. He lost control of the ball, didn't he?
Yeah.
It'd have been nice if Nacho had scored that third goal. That would have game over. We'd have won it 4-5-0 if Nacho had scored that third one. But other than that, we got the 3 points out of it. Like I say, a bit scrappy towards the end. Squeaky bum time. My heart can't take much more of this last 15 minutes of games, the last couple of games.
I was going to ask Jamie, how did you feel the last 15 minutes of the match?
Oh, bloody hell, Michael. It was squeaky bum time, pal. It really was. Yet again, 2 games on the trot. Squeaky bum time. You can't be doing this to me, Leicester. You really can't. It's just not fair.
You can't do it.
Jono, and can I have the lottery numbers for Tuesday night, please?
Absolutely.
No, I don't like gambling. I'm just going to give them to myself.
You could have made a fortune. You could have just recently, pal. But yeah, before I go, 3 points, 2 absolutely stunning goals. I've just seen the interview with Castagna, and he said he's never scored one like that in his life. He was so surprised. The only problem is Schmeichel was struggling to walk off the pitch at the end of the game.
Luckily, we've got 2 weeks for them to rest.
It was like a lower back problem, I think. It's maybe his top of his arse or bottom of his back, one of the two. But my man of the match, as Michael just asked me, would be... Thought Junko put a good shift in. Dewsbury Hall put a good shift in. But I think I'd give it to... Probably Madders.
James Maddison was really good.
James Maddison. Yeah, Schmeichel saved us again with a couple of... I don't like giving goalkeepers man of the matches when we win. It doesn't seem right, does it? So,
especially if they're not kept a clean sheet.
Well, yeah. So I'm going to go for Madders because he scored the 800th goal for Leicester in the Premier League.
Cheers.
And what an 800th goal it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Free kick.
Absolutely.
That's what he
Put that in the
does.
record books.
But yeah, so I'm going to shoot. That's me done. I'll let you carry on with the players' ratings. And well done, you two, for doing the watch along again.
Cheers, Jamie.
Cheers,
You're
Jamie.
welcome. I'll see you later, lads. See you later, all.
See you in a bit.
All right, so let's jump right back into those player ratings. With the man of the hour, the goal scorer of Leicester City's 799th goal, if I can find him.
Great maths.
Right, Batman.
Oh my gosh! There he is. Timmy Castagna. So I think Timmy Castagna put in an absolute shift.
Yeah,
he was great on defense. He was great on offense. I'm giving him a 10.
I don't think he put a foot in wrong, a pass wrong. He got the ball at the top of the box, took 2 touches, looked up and fired, confident, feeling good on his legs. You know, come on. Yeah, I agree. Let's go 10. Let's go.
I'm going 9. Not my man of the match personally, but brilliant goal. Came back from an injury like Fofana did, and came back and scored a great goal like Fofana did. brilliant performance. So definitely a solid 9.
Well, it's a fantastic goal, isn't it? Let's not take anything away from it. We conceded when he wasn't on the pitch, so yeah, why not? Why not get 10?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go through all the starting lineup, and then we'll go through the players who came on. So next up, we're going to go into our defensive midfield 2. First up, Yuri Tielemans. Definitely a better game than he's had in some of his recent affairs. I think he looked hungry. I still don't think he was quite at his best, but I think he put in an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7. Right when the game was over, I saw him go and like shake hands, and then I thought to myself, I haven't seen Yuri in the last 10 minutes of the game. He kind of like disappeared. Like he wasn't asking for the ball, or he wasn't making it scrappy or petty. I didn't see anyone get pushed over by him. So, I mean, he wasn't bad, but I'll give him a 7.
I think for me, I'm going to give him a 7. Like, if I was in it, like, do you know how like you give 7.5 and stuff? I'll give him I'll give him a 7, but very close to a 6.9. I think Tielemans was very average. He did enough to contribute, but he didn't do enough to improve us, which is what we wanted. Still better performance he had recently, but I'll give him. I'll give him a 7.
I'm going to get slated for this. Absolutely slated. 5.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't slate you for that because he kind of disappeared.
Well, the thing is for Tielemans and what quality he brings to the team, 5.5.
Okay.
Because for his quality, these are the sort of teams where you'd expect to see him shine like a star. But it's almost like the whole transfer, the whole contract sort of talk has got to his head, and he just doesn't seem like he's as interested he once was. I remember when we got him on loan, everything was incredible. He couldn't do a foot wrong. And last season couldn't do a foot wrong. And now all the talk of him leaving, I feel like his head's in the sand a bit when it comes to wearing the top now. And it's the fact of we know what his ability is, and he's far better. And he didn't really realistically show anything magical today like we know he can do, and he has done in the past. So yeah, a solid 5.5, maybe a bit harsh.
I think I might post facto change mine to a 7.5 now that I think about what I said when I gave Amarte a 7.5. So yeah, I'm gonna lower it just that little bit.
Than a 7.
Next up, Happy Mendy. I think he put in a great shift today. He showed a physicality that I really hadn't seen from him in a long time. I think there's still a little room for improvement from him, but I think he definitely earned a solid 8.
Definitely a solid 8. Papi Mendy. I mean, he's not my man of the match, but he was my favorite player today. He came in, he doesn't really get that much game time, and he's supposed to, replace Wilf and Didi. And he was really good today. Papi Mendy was really good today. Solid 8.
Solid 8. When you replace Wolford and Didi, you got big shoes to fill. And Didi, is that sort of player you rely on. And Mendy did exactly that. You can rely on him. I hope he stays in the summer. I really want him at the club for a long time. I think he's really reliable. I'll give him a solid 8.
A good 8.5, maybe even 9. I can't think of one thing that Mendy did wrong today. I mean,
really good.
And Didi's another player that he's been linked with so many clubs, but his performances haven't dropped. And I feel like today you need that squad player just in case, let's say one day someone comes in and offers like 100 million for a Didi or whatever the price, and we can't say no. You need to have that depth in the squad. And I feel like with Mendy pretty much out the squad towards the end of last season, to come in today and put in a performance like that, yeah, not a foot wrong from me.
Do you know who reminds me of? He's the midfielder, like Albrighton is as a right winger. Or he can come in and be reliable. You can rely on him, which is what we needed.
Right. Every manager comes in and they think they might get rid of him, but then he just ends up staying with
because he's reliable.
Right.
He's the midfielder, like a Brighton is to a winger. He's that reliable.
He was pretty much out of the club at the end of the season. Sure. Yeah. He was gone. And
if it wasn't for COVID, he would have left the team. But it was leaving him with no team, and they didn't really want to do that to any player at the time. So we kept him on just for that chance of depth. And he's living up to wearing the shirt.
he's the man, and he plays for his
Absolutely.
international team as well. Like, I mean, Jono, you're right. I want him at the club for a while as well. Yeah.
At the very least, as a depth piece, he definitely seems to have earned his place in the team.
Yeah, I want him to stay.
As long as he doesn't get compared to N'Golo again, that's fine.
I've learned my lesson. All right, next up, the free kick maestro, James Maddison. I think he played really, really well today. I think he's going to be right up there as a man of the match contender. I'm going to give him a 9.
He gets a 9.5 from me. He is the man of the match. When he got the ball, he was slick. He was turning. He was pushing the ball into space, making the good 1-2 passes. And, of course, when the ball is set down about 20 yards from the goal, a little to the left, he can pick either of the top bins. He picks the near post. And I during the commentary, I was like, I feel it. I got the goosebumps. The stars are coming. He's about to hit this. And he does it. Oh my goodness. Knee slide. I love this, man. 9.5. I want to say 10, but he wasn't doing too much from open play. So 9.5.
I was watching this with my friend, and he said to me, "You know, this is going in, don't you?" When "Are you sure?" He went, "This is going in," and he top left corner. So Magic Madison does it again. I'm giving him his shirt number. I'm giving him a 10. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Excellent free. When you 1-0 up, it's ready to go 1-1. You need that bit of magic just to steady the ship, and that goal was unreal. 10 out of 10. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, for me, I'd have to go a solid 10. It's not even the free kick itself was incredible, but for me, it's the way that sometimes over the last couple of games we keep losing control of the play. We just let the game sort of go, and the attacks just hammer us in the last 10 minutes, which is why we've conceded a fair few in the last minute late goals. Where with Maddison, I do feel like he controls the play. He doesn't just force it upfield or force it backwards. He has the ability to look up, find a pass, play it, and give it to a man that's got plenty of time to control the game.
We're going to move right along through the midfield to Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Again, I think he put in an absolute shift. Obviously, I don't think he was quite as good as Maddison, but played really, really well. Maybe also one of those players that went a little bit missing towards the end of the game. Didn't see too much of him. I think I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, KDH is an 8. He plays hard. He puts in the shift. He has the gas to last. What I like about KDH is when he can pass the ball with either foot, and it pops out to the sideline. It pops in the through ball. He gets the ball. He turns, takes a touch, and he's really good at getting that ball into the feet of whoever he's getting it to. He played really good on defense, running back and forth. He marshals the midfield. I like him a lot. We'll give him an 8.
I'm giving him a solid 9. I think he worked his bum off. I thought he was working really hard. He was threatening through the middle, making a lot of key passes, making really deep, hard tackles, especially outside the box in midfield. His work rate was excellent. He's not man of the match, so I can't give him higher than a 9. But I thought he was quality. I think solid 9.
I'd have to go for an 8.5. Again, it's worth ethic. Like I say, with Tillemans earlier, he looked like he wasn't interested in the game. He wasn't there with his work ethics. And I do feel like Dewsbury sort of picked up the slack a bit and covered him for most of the game. I just feel like, again, he's got that Maddison vibe where he can control the ball when he's got it and can slow the game down when he's coming to the latter stages of the game. And yeah, no, solid 8.5. All
right, we got 2 left for the starting 11, so I'll work through these pretty quickly. Harvey Barnes, again, I don't think there's a player that did poorly on the pitch, but I think Barnes could have been a little bit better. He had a couple nice chances in the penalty area where he fluffed his lines, heavy touches, let the ball go through his legs. Shouldn't detract from what a good game he still had nonetheless, but just with the quality on the pitch elsewhere, I got to give him a 7.
Yeah, I wanted more from Harvey today. I want him to, when he gets the ball, to take it direct. I think 7 is fair. He did, he did some good things, when the ball came out to him, but I just want him to be more direct. A 7 is fair for Harvey today, but I mean he's in form. He's good. He's playing good right now, but today it just wasn't his
Yeah,
it wasn't his 9.
I'm going to give him, like Madison, I'm going to give him his shirt number. I'm going to give him a 7. I think, a bad game for Barnes is still a good average game overall. Because I think we're just used to him being really good. Yeah, it was just the technical ability. Like his work rate was there. He worked really hard, but his technical ability and his finesse wasn't quite what we're used to seeing. So I think a 7 is fair.
Yeah, 6.5 for me. I just feel like towards the opposition net, he just didn't provide anything massive for anything. I can't think of one thing that he did in this game. Well, Harvey did that, and it was absolutely incredible. Or he did that, and it was decent. Didn't bring anything for me to the table massively. His work ethic was there, but yeah, there was just no end product. So yeah, probably 6.5 for me.
Yeah, he was getting back on defense and putting the challenges in and getting the interceptions, but yeah, I want him to, when he gets the ball, to just go straight at the defender. Sometimes there was 2 guys on him when he got the ball over there on the edge of the box. So, people are watching out for him.
Final man in the starting lineup was Kelechi Iheanacho. Very similar to how I view Tielemans in this game. I think he played better than he has recently, but I think there's a much better player in there. He did well to muscle through a lot of players on his runs, but he was missing that final touch. Gets a 7.
7, yeah, definitely 7. Nacho, he, like you said, the hold-up play was really, really good, the 1-2s, but I feel like when he doesn't have his full confidence, then he doesn't shoot, so he was getting the ball and laying it off instead of like turning and shooting, which is, when he feels he's the man, that's what he does. He's just going to shoot from wherever, and it just wasn't happening for him today. He does have 5 assists, so sometimes he'll get the ball. He was getting the ball out on the wing sometimes, and I don't know. We'll give him a 7. He'll come back for the next game and play better.
I'm giving him half his number, which is 7. I think he was good. Good hold of play, missed as absolute sitter. If that was Iheanacho at the end of last season, right, he would have nailed that top left corner. He wouldn't have messed around chipping. He would have smacked it hard as he could. No chance for the keeper. But I don't see why he didn't do that. But good hold up play. Really, he's maturing a lot. He's not making any rash, silly mistakes that he used to. I'll give him a solid 7.
I just think for the strikers that we've got in the club, I know Vardy's out. Daka's not completely been there with his match performances recently. I expect better from Iheanacho. He should have finished the chance. I think it was he got so far with it and then felt like he had to turn back. Where if you'd had a Vardy, he would have just tried to take on a man, be his man, do something with it, and have a shot. The one chance should have been buried away. And there's no denying. For me, it's a harsh 4.5.
Wow.
It's harsh.
We won the game. How can you give anyone lower than a 7? We won the game.
It's just, I expect better from him. He's coming, and it's like I said, it's a harsh 4.5. But for me, it's like,
if it's harsh,
I don't want. It's harsh, but I just don't hate me.
I get where you're coming from because, especially with how he did last season, he set expectations of himself so high, and this season he has really failed to deliver.
And I feel like today, even when I don't want to push too much and push on the ratings, but when Daka came on for him, Daka had that drive. Don't get me wrong, he only played for 10 minutes, so he just could give it his all. But he put himself about and he wanted to get involved. Where Iheanacho, for me, didn't massively get involved or do anything incredible today, and I just feel like any other striker. I mean, bring back George Hurst from Portsmouth. Even he would do a job today.
Now that seems a little harsh because I think in the build-up play he still did pretty well. I think Stewart's being a little harsh when he's saying he needs to go.
He doesn't need
to
go.
He earned his place in the team, and he did reasonably well. He obviously could have been better.
Somebody put first
I'm
touch
sorry.
on a donkey. He had some really good first touches in this match.
Let's move on from Nacho because we're getting bad
Sorry.
negativity.
Let's so
My fault.
we're gonna go through the 3 substitutes and let's absolutely just rattle these out. So Johnny
Yeah,
Evans,
just say the
I think he
numbers.
did well, made a couple good tackles. I'm gonna give him a 7 just because being a substitute, I can't give him too highly, but he did well.
Johnny Evans, I give him an 8. He's in the squad. He didn't leave the game with an injury. Thank you, Johnny Evans.
I'm giving him a 7. Good a few tackles, good clearances. So yeah, 7.
Same as Shirt. I'd go with a 6 today. Didn't do too much wrong. Again, needs to get his match fit.
Harsh.
But it's good to see. He didn't. Everything. I'm saying it as I see it.
So I also like the diversity of opinion here.
I don't want to get too. I'm a biased Leicester fan opinions across. It's like I say, it's first. I'm not saying yours are, but I think a solid 6 today. I think it's a bit a bit harsh, but maybe I don't know. I just feel like he needs to get his match fitness up, and he needs to have Fofana next to him as well.
Fair,
very fair. And then we've got a 6 and a 5.5 coming in from the chat as well. So not too much disagreement with you there as well. We're going to keep rattling through. So Patson Daka is next. I just don't think he was really given enough time to have an impact. So I'm going to give him a boilerplate 6.
Yeah, Daka 6. He wasn't in the game that much.
Yeah. Well, see, he didn't do anything, so I've got to give him a 5. You know, he didn't have a chance to make an impact or do anything really. He wasn't on the pitch long enough, so got to give him a standard 5.
Yeah, I'd go with a 5.5, 6. Again, he at least tried to he wasn't on for enough time for me, and he put himself about a lot when he did come on. I feel like there was effort, there was a bit of drive in there to try and get balls back. But yeah, no, 5.5, 6.
And then finally, our last player rating there he is. Buba Sumare, I feel like I just didn't see too much of him after he came on, so I'm going to give him the same boilerplate 6.
Yeah, I give him a 6. He came on. He did defend a little bit. He got his foot on the ball, got his head on the ball a couple times, but let's see when he has to play 60 minutes what he does.
Same as Daka. It wasn't long enough for me to rate him, so give him a 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot he came on.
There you go.
Just didn't do anything. He didn't have enough time, but didn't really do much. So yeah, 5.5.
Awesome. All right, so with that,
the manager. We'll do the manager.
Oh, true. I don't have a Brendan Rodgers graphic, so we'll cut back to us for that then. I think Brendan did well. The substitutions still kept us in the game. Late goal to concede, not great, but I'll give him a 7.5.
Brendan, I mean, he's great as far as I'm concerned. He's great. If you play Madison to start, let's go. That's how I feel.
I'll go give him a 9. He wasn't at fault for the goal. Amati slipped up. You can't do error on that. Apart from that, we were solid. Brilliant first half. Even when we conceded, he didn't bring on Vestergaard. We brought on Daka. We brought on a positive player. We didn't just sit back and go, accept squeaky bum time. He went out and tried to make a positive change. So I'll go over 9.
Yeah, probably an 8 for me. I feel like it got to the point where I was watching Man United. I genuinely thought we were going to concede and lose it in the second half. But yeah, I think, like you say, not bringing Vestergaard's a massive positive for the team. But yeah, no, 8 for me. 8 for me.
Massive positive.
Awesome. I think I'll update mine from a 7.5 to an 8 as well. I honestly, I think I was just a little annoyed with the goal conceded, but you raised a fair point that it wasn't really Brendan's fault. So finally, before we go, let's all just go through in rows. So me, Jono, Lewis, Michael, we'll give our man of the match and we'll wrap up this stream.
Do it quick.
All right. I'm going to give it to Timmy Castagna. I know that he came off, but beauty goal, worked his butt off. That's it for me. Jono, you're next.
I thought Michael's next. Madders all day long. Madders, great free kick, great midfield play, brilliant supplying. Yeah, Madders for me, man of the match.
Not for my ratings, completely judging that, but I would go for Schmeichel. Big saves. again, saved us again. I don't feel like sometimes the distribution is shocking, but his shot saving saves us so many points this season.
It's obviously James Maddison. He's magical. You can feel it when the ball is placed, a free kick around the box. It's going to go in either corner. He played really well in the midfield. You said earlier, kept it calm, not forcing the play, but also making sure that we're going forward and moving along. James Maddison is the man. Hopefully he's at the club for a while, and I just love him. Come on, Leicester. Let's go.
All right, so thank you for joining us. Thanks for sticking around for all the ratings, Lewis. I'm going to let you go now. But cheers, and we'd love to have you on for future watch-alongs. All right, so for the three of us, let's just do some quick housekeeping with the wrap-up. Thank you all so much for joining us for the watch-along. We always appreciate having you in the comments, having you in the views. If you enjoyed us, please drop a like, share the video, subscribe, helps us grow the channel. That's how I found the channel. That's how Michael found the channel. Just keep helping the channel grow. If you want to see more Leicester City content, we got shows all through the week. We got quick clips and thought starters that we put up on socials. You can follow us at all those icons that you see on the bottom. And a big thank you to all of our sponsors and partners who make this possible. ADT Taxis, Hologram, Tiger Beer, Peter's Pizzeria, Puck Up Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Fox's Arms, Newbie & Co. Estate Agents, and Hope Against Cancer. Almost made it through in one breath. Any parting words for either of you two, John or Michael?
Keep it going.
Go ahead, John.
I know we lost against Rennes, but we still went through. So it feels like a win. I'm taking it as a win. You know, even though we lost the game technically, we still went through. We're in a good bit of form at the moment. You know, we scored, we've seen less goals. Just, you know, we got a good bit of fight today. Players coming back, so keep it going. Have a good, relaxed break. No more injuries for a while, hopefully. Just breathe and just have a nice, relaxed 2 weeks now.
Yeah, just to get a Premier League win feels really, really good. You know, we got out of this match without any injuries. I mean, Casper's limping a little bit, but no outfield players. I just feel really optimistic about the rest of the season. You know, I always got blue tinted glasses on.
Blue glasses are back on.
My blue glasses are back on. Come on, Leicester.
Right. Thanks, everyone. So, yeah, let's take that win. Let's run with it. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoy the international break. We'll keep having shows coming through, but I will see you next time on the watch-alongs. Take care.
Come on, Leicester.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Puck Up Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.